Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counters ticking up, so we should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. We are here with the 3+ episode check-in for Spring 2025 anime. It is a season of a lot of, I would say, shows that are sort of in that middle
Upper
portion,
middle, I'd say, yeah.
middle portion of a list that I would make if I had, thought to make a list, with, maybe 2 or 3 shows that are right at the top.
There's a lot of good to great shows this season, and a few decent to good ones as well. It's a busy season, is what we're getting at.
It's a fairly busy season, and I'm glad that I can take, I can at least reduce the numbers on my list by taking away Happy Marriage and Guild Receptionist now that they're over, officially.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe 1 to 3 more, I would say.
We shall see when we get into it, won't we?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's as good a segue as any, because we start with a ninja and an assassin under one roof.
God, this fucking show.
I don't know how to feel about the show. Cause...
It leaves a lot of conflicting emotions.
Yeah, because honestly, I only watched episodes 2 and 3 for this. Because episode 3 actually made me feel kind of bad.
Is it the ending bit?
Yeah.
The ending bit with... Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
It's yeah, this show has its way with dark humor.
This show does not pull its punches.
No, it doesn't.
And I'm really upset
the
because
jokes are still pretty funny.
I'm upset because the jokes were fairly funny, but I just don't know if I can watch a show that is actually going to make me feel bad when it just brutally murders the characters. Like, just why give them actual personalities?
Because comedy.
Also because it's good to actually, give it depth rather than just have them be mindless mooks that get mowed down.
I don't know, I'd prefer the mindless mooks. It'd make me feel less bad when they died.
In fairness, they are all actively trying to murder Satoko.
Yeah, these guys aren't, particularly great people, but,
You can still feel bad when they die, of course, but,
yeah.
don't forget that they are all in the show.
It doesn't help that they all have, unique designs and personalities and everything, and then they exist for, 5 seconds, and then they just die right away.
Yeah, the humor of the show can get dark.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what really didn't help for the episode 3 one was the fact that they went through, all the stuff that fucking Arisu would have, or previously it had an influence on. It's just nothing's actually changed with her dead, which is just so fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's bleak.
Like I said, that actively made me feel shit, so...
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, it's a very good commentary on the nature of a capitalist society.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need commentary on the nature of capitalist society in my life right now, considering I have to live through capitalist society.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Also, I think we should make mention of how the ED changes, where the characters are dancing, and then if they die, then they're changed to leaves.
Oh god.
I did not notice
I didn't notice that the first time they changed it.
Yeah, because that was just a bunch of piles of leaves in the ED, and it's very funny. And also fucked up, but it's also funny.
I mean, on the plus side, uplifting positive, hey, we actually got Sapphic rep in the show.
Yeah, and that's what makes me feel all the worse about being I think I'm probably gonna drop this, because it's come on, you know how few shows actually get good Sapphic rep.
I mean, we have another show we're going to be talking about in a little while that also has a good sapphic rep, but yeah, this one still is pretty good on that front by, showing a delightful disaster sapphic Kuro and her her girlfriend and Sugar Mama. I mean, it's true.
No,
you're absolutely not wrong.
But it's just funny.
I mean, I was a bit surprised that Kuro had apparently told Yuriko everything.
Yeah.
But it made it all the funnier because retroactively I realized that in the scene prior, Satoko was nervous because she really doesn't know anything about Kuro.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was that all she knew was ninja stuff and that it was being hidden from Yuriko. No, Satoko just does not know anything about this woman.
I mean, Satoko has apparently got drawn into multiple escape attempts based off of what's been said earlier.
Yeah.
So this doesn't surprise me too much.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, I do feel like one of these sort of... I mean, this isn't necessarily cute girls do cute things, but as we're saying, it sort of is close enough to that edge that it counts.
Yeah.
And I do think this is probably the one that's gonna, like, that's gonna get dropped for me.
I can't blame you, because this is definitely a show that toes the line in several ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a really good, fun show.
No, I appreciate a large part of it. As said, I just don't think I can keep feeling so bad for these fucking ninjas. As much as I understand that they are there to kill Satoko.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of the issue is I feel like I've seen this sort of plot line in other shows where and it hasn't resulted in, the enemy ninjas dying.
The difference is Konoha is fucking ruthless.
Yeah, she very much is. Which, fair play to her. I'm not gonna, not gonna stop her from being ruthless.
I think that's like part of the comedy, because it's like in most shows, like you give these ninjas like these dedicated designs and personalities and everything. They make you think, oh, okay, then they'll be like recurring characters or whatever. No, they just die right away.
Yeah, and I can absolutely see the humor in that. It's just that they're actually giving them character. I'm fine with the designs. It's the character that giving them actual characters that I'm,
I mean, you said the ending of episode 3 made you feel bad. The ending of episode 2 made me feel bad too. What with the whole flashback of those 3 ninja girls, like, pre-death.
Yeah, I feel like I get the feeling I think they were more asshole-ish than Arisu is the thing.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, Arisu wasn't doing nothing to nobody, is the thing.
Well, except for trying to kill Satoko, but,
Until that last scene, she wasn't doing nothing to nobody. She was just struggling with, complicated coffee orders and reading menus upside down.
Yeah.
And now she's leaves.
Now she is leaves. But, yeah, as I said, I think I'm gonna drop this. If nothing else,
Can't really blame you if you do.
If nothing else, I do need to actually, shorten my list somewhat. And the fact that I've got a genuine, in my mind, reason to drop this is,
That's fair.
More so than most of the other shows on my list. There are some shows where I would feel bad dropping them because I am like, okay, I have to cut down on my list, and this show is, mostly just not amazing. It's still very good. It's still pretty good. It's just, like, not superb. I would feel bad dropping a show because of that.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, don't force yourself, you know?
Only take as much as you can handle, right?
Yeah.
But these are shows that I like.
Exactly.
I mean, just because you drop them now doesn't mean you have to drop them forever.
I think we all know that if I drop a show now, it's likely going to be dropped forever.
I'm just saying, you know, like, we could get another dry season soon enough, and then you'll have some spare time on your hands. But you still feel like watching some extra anime. You'll be like, maybe I'll just get something off the old watch list, and then, you know.
I wish that was the case, but I know myself.
Fair enough.
Mill has spare time for more anime? What?
Anyway, we should move on to our next show, which is Shirley.
I love this show.
It's such a delight.
Yeah. I feel like the whole thing with the brooch, I feel like in crashing out a little bit there was kind of justified, considering she didn't really do anything wrong aside from play with the brooch a little bit.
Yeah. And she did return it, so...
Yeah. It's funny how a lot of the trouble Anne seems to get in isn't entirely her fault.
Yeah, no, it really isn't.
Like, she didn't know that shit was wine.
She had really no way of knowing. Because,
Yeah.
like, she's never seen currant or wine before, so...
And she accidentally got her friend drunk.
Yeah, gotta love when people get accidentally drunk. No, but the whole sequence was very interesting. I do love that Anne manages to save the little kid's life and redeem her reputation in the process.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been a delightful set of episodes, honestly. Do love the whole thing of Anne becoming fast friends with Diana.
Mm-hmm.
And also just her absolutely snapping on that one kid and breaking her slate over his head was great.
Gilbert,
that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she kind of just snapped, and Gilbert immediately felt bad about it.
Yeah. In fairness, he was the one antagonizing her in the first place.
Oh no, absolutely. She, again, didn't really do anything wrong. She maybe shouldn't have acted out that way, but, you know, she's really sensitive about her appearance, so...
No, the teacher's the one who did the wrong stuff, because he was just such an asshole to her.
Plus, you know, he spelled her name wrong.
Yeah. No, that's the worst thing he's done.
At the time, she seemed more upset about that than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you watch yesterday's episode?
I did not have time. It's like the one show I didn't catch up on.
Yeah, I haven't caught up on any of today's shows outside of one, so I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah,
overall, this show continues to be very delightful. I can see why Anne is a Canadian and Japanese icon.
Oh, absolutely. She's earned that. 100%.
I've also seen some interesting like discourse about like comparisons between this adaptation and the previous one.
And this one's a lot faster.
Yeah, this one's going a lot faster, and it also like handles certain things a bit differently. And a lot of people seem to be taking some issue with that. I saw one like die-hard Anne Shirley fan who loved the original adaptation and is also loving this one, who is just making comparisons but doesn't seem to have any issue with how this adaptation's handling it, which I feel is like, well, I can understand taking some issue with how this adaptation might be doing some things. I feel like it's good to have a different approach so that you're not just, you know, repeating yourself.
Rehashing, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And plus, like, you don't want to retread on the same ground that the previous beloved classic version did. You want to distinguish yourself enough to, you know, set out your own name and image.
Yeah, and if you want the old adaptation, hey, it's still there. You can watch it.
Yeah.
But this is a newer one, a fresher one.
Yep. And each has its own merits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty solid show. Not a whole lot to say because it's largely a very chill show.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on then to Apocalypse Hotel.
This show's a riot.
This show's so funny and it's just so good.
It's
I
so
fucking love
good.
Yachio just popping the fuck off.
Oh my
fucking,
goodness.
Fucking uppercutting Bumbico. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And we're getting a fucking achievement for it, too.
Yeah.
The random achievements are weird. I want to know like what the story is there because they don't seem to be something that should exist inside of her.
Making an earthworm steak was an extra mission.
Yes.
That's certainly something.
Yeah. Also, we've got additions to the cast in first. Miki Shinichiro as an environment checker bot, which is fucking hilarious.
He's amazing.
Hey, Yachi, yo!
Just all of the English is just perfect.
Yes.
And then we've got the Tanukians. I mean, I don't particularly like the parents, but the kids are fine, and the grandmother seems fun and whenever she talks. So.
Yeah.
Ponko especially has gotten some really good spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ponko was gonna fucking go at that giant worm with a chainsaw, and then her courage broke at the last second.
That was great. Also, love the little Jurassic Park shout-out scene with the worm's tongue.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as her courage failed with the chainsaw, she still stabbed the fucking tongue with the pens.
Yes.
Also, we seemingly get confirmation that humanity is just extinct.
Yeah, certainly on that particular ship, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long
it's
dead.
Not hard confirmation that humanity's all gone, but at least one of the escape vessels did not make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if it was...
The episode ended with the corpse just flying towards the screen. It stands there like, okay, dude, sure.
Yeah.
Look, that was fucking dark.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of humanity was dead, but I'm not gonna make the assumption based on that one ship.
Yeah.
It could be that ship was poorly made by whatever country was flying it.
Yep.
I mean, look,
America.
I was gonna make the joke, yeah. I was gonna make the joke. Look, do we expect an American-made ship to last long?
Probably not. Especially not designed by a certain prominent businessman at the moment.
Or, a bunch of Americans to survive in close quarters without killing each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole bit with the alien life form, too, was really interesting.
I did like the montage of the alien just going about his business and Checkerbot just being like, can I kill him yet? Can I kill him? Please?
Yeah.
No. It's our guest.
I also liked that Yachio basically had to go, okay, here's some Earth money so that you can pay your bill. Please just take it and pay it like that. I don't care that if it's our money. I just need some kind of payment for the books. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. The OP. Look.
The OP has a nice bit of dissonance to it.
I like the OP. I love the OP, really. I've watched it every single time. I do have to question the madman that decided to do a dancing OP with Yachio, who has a skirt, a long-tailed coat, and 2 long braids. That's a lot to be flying around as she's, fucking swaying the music.
It's a surprising amount of stuff to animate.
It's a mad decision. I appreciate it, but it's mad.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cygames Pictures pushing those boundaries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, they are working on 2 bangers this season, so...
What's the other one they're working on? Oh, is it... Are they still working on it?
Doing Musume.
Are they? I thought it was somebody else by now. Oh, fair enough. I knew the studio changed. I thought they were the one that it changed from. My bad. They're doing 2 very good shows then. I do question the desertification after, I would say, only 150 years.
It is a bit of a stretch. Not the biggest stretch, though, especially given, humanity doing a bunch of environmental damage prior.
I guess. I just don't associate there being any place for a desert in Japan. I could understand it if there was an existing desert that had grown outwards in the intervening period, but I don't know. Also, why was there a camel in Japan? Had it escaped from a zoo?
Probably.
Maybe.
I mean, it's kind of a moot point now.
I mean, yeah, it's very, very dead. All that was left of it was its hump, but yes.
No, poor camel. He was a jerk.
He did kind of spit in Ponko's face.
I mean, all camels are jerks. But that doesn't mean they should all die.
I know. I'm exaggerating. But yes, rip camel and all that.
Yeah.
Also, one last thing for me. Yachio, if injuries caused by aliens aren't covered by workers' comp, you really need to renegotiate that. I feel like that's going to be more important than ever now. Also, yeah, just the fact that Ponko legitimately joins the staff.
Yes.
Yeah, that just happens.
No, it's because she's clearly old enough. She's 54 after all.
Yeah. Just... How old are you? 54. Welcome to the team. You look extremely young for your age.
Also, just a funny random thing. Funny how she and her brother decided to swim in the fish tank and not the actual pool.
Yeah.
Yes. Look, there's no kiddie pool, okay?
I know, but I'm sure they would have been fine. Also, there probably is a kiddie pool. We just haven't seen it.
It's a very good hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have shower caps and everything.
Though Yachio has now understands that it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world if a room doesn't have a shower cap, especially if you get an alien guest.
Surprising, I know.
The answer might surprise you.
Oh yeah, and I love that the Tanukians keep going into a huddle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole bit with the Tanukians just making a fucking mess of the place was fucking insane.
Including, just spreading their feces all over the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was gross.
It sure was a lot of shit.
A really shitty situation, one might say.
Really shitty behavior. Poop.
It's just one of those inherently funny words. I'm sorry.
No, it is.
But yeah, no, Apothecary Diaries is definitely one of the best shows of the season thus far.
Apothecary Diaries?
That's the next one.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the next show. Apocalypse Hotel. They're so similar. They both start with Apo.
I mean, Apothecary Diaries is one of the best shows of the season, but that's besides the point.
Apocalypse Hotel is one of the best shows of the season.
Also correct, yes.
Thus far.
Yeah, this show was fantastic, and I'm really curious to see where it's going. But it continues to be consistently hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that it is consistently hilarious is going to give it at least some leeway in terms of the story. But yes, we'll have to see how that goes. We've seen, originals that do continue to do incredibly well after 4 episodes, and some that very much fall to the depths, let's say.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed.
I'm sure we'll get into one of them at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed this won't be one of the ones that goes to the depths, but let's move on to the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. So,
uh-oh, Mao's in danger.
Mao's been kidnapped by Sure and Shisui.
I knew Shisui was sus. I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it. The second she showed up, I'm like, what's your deal? Why are you here? What's going on?
Do you have any suspicions about her deal?
Not really.
I imagine she's somehow related to Sure based off their names, but that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, they said at the in episode 41 that they are sisters.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I did see that. I was just like, was it a thing of them actually being sisters, or just the colloquial Daesan type thing?
Mm-hmm.
No, I believe they are actually sisters. I obviously know what Shisui's deal is.
Yeah, you fucking filthy source material reader.
Yeah, who reads the source material? Like, wow.
I mean, if nothing else, I've been enjoying going through all of these episodes, making a note of the foreshadowing that they're engaging in, because it's definitely been there.
Yeah, I do.
I mean,
before we get into the weeds of the whole Mao abduction scenario, I do gotta say it's very nice that Yokio trusts Mao enough to just take her at her word about how trustworthy and skilled Luomin is.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, again, Gyokyo is... We know Gyokyo is a very smart cookie, and absolutely wants what's best for, her daughter and unborn child.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Jinshi is panicking with the loss of his emotional support gremlin.
Emotional support stray cat, as was stated by Gyokyo and Hong Yang.
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of it was that as was stated, Mao rarely fights for her ideas so much. And so it must have been a big deal if she was willing to do that. But yeah, did you notice that the pretty eunuch was Sure?
I picked up on it pretty, not too long, actually, like, a fair bit into the, I picked on it, like, only an episode or two after the pretty eunuch was introduced.
Same.
Like, I saw the resemblance at first, it's like, hold on. Okay, yep, I see it, yep.
I mean, again, a reveal that's a lot easier to do in text.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
You can't really hide things as well in a visual medium like that now. Without disguises and shit.
Reminds me of something involving another show that we'll be getting to later.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Does the show begin with...
Funny.
Does the show begin with Mai?
Yes.
Yes, okay, I know 100% what you're talking about, and yes, I did make a note of, this was so much better hidden in the manga where you didn't have to hear the voice.
We'll get to that. Oh my god.
It's so funny. I see the subtitles. Oh, okay. They're just spilling it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Suri stuff and Shisui stuff was interesting. I do wonder what their connection is to the broader plots, because we do also get the whole thing with Shenlu and her connection to the previous emperor and his household, and how the trauma from that has influenced her actions here.
Yeah. No, there's definitely been a grudge held there, and a completely understandable grudge, mind.
I mean, it just doesn't justify all of the actions taken, but it's like kind of hard to argue with the rationale behind, or rather the emotionality behind those decisions.
What did you think of the scene with Lakan, Shisho, and as it turned out, Arduo?
Very interesting, and it does give a little bit of potential insight into why Shisho is pushing so hard for Lolon to conceive from the Emperor. Especially given the whole thing from a few weeks back involving the maze.
Yes. The other thing
Very
is...
good bit of subtle storytelling, I think.
The other thing is, I don't know why this was changed and whether it was like a translation error somewhere or not, but in the anime, it was Lakan's people who were interrogating the assassins and went too far. In the novels, it's Shisho's people.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure why that was changed.
Could be a number of reasons.
But yes,
it
was also very nice to see Jinshi watch Loman do his thing and basically go, yeah, this is where Mama got it from.
Yep.
What was the other thing? Oh, yeah. They skipped a gag at the start of episode 40, where when Luoman actually starts using the Quack Doctor's name, Mama was just like, Gwen? Who the fuck is he? I suppose that's a better name than Quack Doctor.
I think we did get the doctor's name earlier in the anime. It's just like...
Very potentially, yeah.
It is a case of just like, Mama would not be the type to give a shit about that.
Yeah.
No, his name is Quack Doctor.
Exactly.
I mean, look, Gwen is very, very lucky that Loman is mostly persona non grata, because otherwise he would not have a job anymore.
I mean, he did only agree to come on a temporary basis, so that might be why.
There's also that. The other thing is that, so I saw at least 2 or 3 people talking about Yuri between Mama and Shisui, and watching episode 41, I can understand why some, was brought up.
Yeah, that was a little gay, yeah.
I would not put it past Mama, honestly. She does get along with the ladies quite famously.
Yeah.
But, unless there's anything else?
Not that I can think of.
No, this show's still good.
No, still very,
very good.
I'm
very much looking forward to that reveal, because I'm going to find it so funny when you go, oh, for fuck's sake. But let's move on to Catch me at the ballpark.
That show just continues to be a nice, fun, chill time.
I agree. Sunshiro is awesome.
No, Sunshiro is
Yes,
the
he
goat.
is.
He is the goat.
The goatest of goats.
Like that man helped everybody.
Yeah, the vignettes have all been very consistently fun. I do love the bits with Ruriko just trying to find out who wrote all those letters for her, and it turns out it was just a bunch of different people writing individual stuff for her.
I'm glad
they went. Just everyone.
Yeah, I'm glad they went that route because 10 pages of compliments by one person is a bit creepy.
Yeah,
It is, yes.
little bit.
Yeah, this has a much more wholesome vibe.
No, far more wholesome. And then Modesty.
I do especially love the bit of the kid writing that she loves Ruriko, and then the mom doing the same thing.
Yeah. And then the team won, hooray! And young Dennis helped.
Yay. Yeah. Also, the fun bit of the American ball player just getting absolutely fucking distracted.
Yeah.
Beautiful girl.
Oh, god damn it.
The English in this show.
Yeah.
I like the Natsuno, the one girl that works at the concession stand, and she wanted to be a one of the beer vendor girls.
Yeah.
She's stuck there, and she keeps getting promoted and shit.
Yeah.
Truly a tragic case of if you're too competent, you'll become too important to be allowed to leave.
Suffering from success.
Yeah. And Murata awkwardly stealing the heart of a second woman.
Yeah, Murata just has it, whatever it is.
Exhausted Riz.
Yeah, I guess he does. Good for him.
Look, he has to have something. That office job of his is tearing him the fuck out.
Well, he does have something. It's called the Ballpark.
He does have the ballpark.
Yeah.
We also had that segment with the announcer who teases that one player, Noko Giriyama.
Oh, yeah.
I'm honestly...
Tell us you have a crush on him without telling us you have a crush on him.
I mean, honestly, I'm a bit offended that he didn't, acknowledge the... Basically a confession. Come on, guys.
Literally
you're
everyone
adults.
else figured it out besides him.
Yeah, you're adults. Come on, guys.
Stop acting like love-struck high schoolers and just go out already.
But yeah, this
there was the bit with the meal packs.
Oh god, yeah.
I want my husband to sell more. Well, I want my boyfriend to sell more. That they just buy all of them.
Honestly,
I'm really sad that they sold out.
Yeah. Honestly, those two would probably be friends if they stopped competing long enough to talk.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, you two would probably be great friends. Because you're both in the same ballpark.
Yeah. Also, look, Yuki was not wrong about Mitsui's looks, but she shouldn't have said it. But yeah, no, this continues to be a pretty good show. Like, it's not spectacular by any stretch, and the production values are, I would say, not amazing.
They're kind of middling, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't really need to be anything too special, luckily. So
yeah.
Nah, it really rides on the characters and the vibes.
Yeah.
But it's certainly still pretty enjoyable.
It's fun. I like it.
As do I.
But we should probably move on to our next show, which is The Dinner Table Detective.
I'm really not vibing this one at this point.
Me neither.
I think I'm gonna drop it, honestly.
Yeah, same.
Like you get Mamoru Miyano in one of two versions. You get fun Mamoru Miyano who kind of toes the line a little bit, but is still a really fun time. And then you get annoying, obnoxious Mamoru Miyano. And unfortunately, we got the latter here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't help that the second mystery wasn't all that great. It wasn't it wasn't awful, but I still think it was better than the first one. But no, it just wasn't. I like how it ended, but it's
What was the resolution to that first mystery? Out of curiosity.
The first one with the women in the red dresses, or the
red dress one, yeah.
Yeah. It was the short-haired girl that did it, because
jealousy.
Mainly because of jealousy.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't really compelling.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
The only compelling bit in there was that I think there was a little bit of gay in there, but that's about it.
Yeah, there was some gay in there.
Yeah, I'm not that bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, just like very much a miss more often than a hit, and I don't know. There's already so many shows I'm watching this season. I don't want to bog myself down with something I'm not as jazzed about.
No, absolutely fair. Absolutely fair.
One thing I do want to notice, I was watching the OP and I'm like, hey, this sounds pretty good. It kind of sounds like Sawano, and then it shows the names and it's like, oh, it is Sawano. I'm like, oh.
Come on, Sawano, you're already doing 2B Hero X this season.
Yeah, you're already all over 2B Hero X. How are you here too? Where are How many shows are you doing?
Calm down. He's doing not many this season, honestly.
I mean, the two are enough, but
yeah.
So yeah, 2B Hero X, Dinner Table Detective, and then he's also doing music on Old Noah Zero movie and Rose of Versailles movie.
Oh, the Rose of Versailles. I remember that. I didn't know there was an Old Noah Zero movie.
He's also...
People still want Old Noah Zero stuff?
No. He's also doing the music for the Gundam Senko no Hathaway movies 2 and 3.
Hathaway's Flash, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Hathaway, yeah. He was doing those.
Kingdom series season 6 when it comes out in fall.
I forgot he does Kingdom.
Fuck.
I forgot he does Kingdom.
Oh yeah, he's also working on Fate Strange Fake.
Oh yeah, that man's busy. I don't know where he finds the time to do all of this.
Don't forget, he also had to do stuff for Thunderbolt Fantasy Season 4 and the movie.
Yeah.
Over the last year or so. So.
He must have a crazy schedule.
Oh, absolutely. He's probably booked up full.
Yeah. But back to the mediocre show. It's mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yeah. Some of the humor's kind of alright. I kind of like the main woman's interactions with her butler, even though the butler's kind of an asshole. But
yeah,
there's a little bit of fun there. But
it's still more engaging than the ass hats that Mamoru Miyano plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, just kind of
not a very good mystery show, unfortunately. Especially since the other potentially good mystery show just wasn't licensed, so we can't watch it.
Yeah, no, we can't even compare it.
Alright, let's move on then to Dragon Ball Daima dubbed. Only got to watch 2 episodes of this, so episodes 10 and 11. Majin Q got his ass handed to him by Tamagami 1.
Oh, yeah. He's like, no, I'm good. I can't win this.
I mean, Q, like, gave it his all and, like, hit Tamagami 1 with probably his, like, strongest combination of attacks and then just tanked them all. I don't blame him for basically going, you know what? I think we're done here. I think... Good job. You're strong.
Well played.
Okay, I might not be strong enough to beat this guy, but I can do errands for you. I'm pretty fast.
I can go get chocolate for my new brother.
Yeah.
Who seems to be doing a lot better against Tamagami 1.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Vegeta is facing Tamagami 2 until he got swallowed by a kraken.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that fucking kraken.
The other thing is, we get introduced to another person in, like, the fucking god hierarchy, and I'm wondering where he falls.
Oh yeah, you got
introduced to that drop.
Bit. Yeah, we still don't really know about that, because it's like, wait, so this guy exists, but what about Zeno? It's like,
yeah.
Is this a whole creation destruction kind of thing? Like, is Zeno the destruction guy? This is a creation guy? I don't know. It's weird.
It was nice that Neva is apparently not Cianalo's first thought.
No, he's just goofy.
It was very funny when Neva's just like, "Oh, with this power we've got, we should stay out of worldly conflicts," and everyone just side-eyes Piccolo.
Also, when Neva's meeting up with them, he hums like the original Dragon Ball theme, which is fun.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
That's very funny. Very clever, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Daima continues to be pretty fun. Looking forward to seeing how much indigestion Vegeta gives this Kraken.
That Kraken doesn't like its vegetables.
Yep.
But let's move on to Fire Force Season 3.
I fucking love that Obi manages to survive by just fucking flexing.
Yeah, I didn't know how he was going to survive that, but I'm like, oh, you know what? Sure, I'm okay with this.
It's the right way to go about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, we get to meet Arthur's new nemesis.
Yeah, Dragon. You know, Dragon. Take a drink every time someone in this episode says Dragon.
Yeah.
Mostly Arthur.
Yeah. I do love that Arthur's chuny tendencies pay off in ways like this, even if he did get fucking bodied in the end.
He was not ready to face the dragon and his dragonic pressure.
He was not. Also, fucking love the bit where it's revealed that, where were you the whole time, Arthur? Just cuts back to them driving off and just like, oh yeah, he fell off the truck as soon as they accelerated.
Yeah. The thing is, like, they made note of that earlier. It was like, where's Arthur? It was like, don't tell me he fell off. And it was like, yeah, he fell off. And it's not entirely his fault. You know, one of y'all should have noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, also love that everyone's shouting encouragement to Obi to keep him flexing. It's great.
Yeah. Life or death flexing.
Yes. That work modeling for the calendar really paid off. Also, fucking speaking of that, Hinawa just fucking cold-bloodedly taking out Gold was great.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a second. Pop. Nope, not gonna give you time. Fuck you. Just fucking murked right then and there. I do think it's very interesting that, like, they did actually use scientific principles around Gold for Gold's powers.
This show gets pretty creative with how it handles its powers, because they're all based around fire technically. So when you go that deep into it, it's like, huh, interesting. I never thought about that.
I will say there is one introduced later that is complete and utter bullshit, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Burn that bridge. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
I apologize for nothing.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you gotta have a little bit of bullshit in your fire force. I'm okay with that. It's just it's still interesting.
Oh yeah, it's very interesting. And we get the whole thing with I am kind of annoyed that they did backburner the whole Joker and Shinra versus Burns bit.
Okay, so it's not just me, because it's like, man, I kind of want to see that fight, and we're kind of not really getting a whole lot of it, so I'm like, okay.
I mean, we are going to get a lot more of it next week, so...
Okay. Good. Because I'm like, look, hey, I like everything else mostly, but it's like I kind of want to see. That's kind of the big fight we're kind of waiting for. Yeah, that's the main event. You know, I like the stuff with Gold and I like the stuff with Dragon, but and also the Wind guy that just died instantly. That was funny.
Yeah, just Arthur just showing up and marking him, and they immediately was great.
Kind of a waste of a cool power.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, like, there was no way any of them could counteract that.
Yeah.
At least not plausibly.
Yeah.
But the way they did wind up counteracting Gold's power was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was. I'm not huge on, Tamaki's whole bit, but it was used well this time, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it wasn't overplayed or done too weirdly this time.
Yeah.
Which helps a lot.
Yeah, and some of the comedy was actually funny, so you know what? I'm okay with it. You get a pass this time, Fire Force.
Plus, her bullshit actually does save her ass at one point, so that's also one half pass as well there.
Yeah.
It also does lead to the additional bit of everyone else just dropping their pants.
What's funny? That's the main reason I forgive it, because that's just funny. It's like, okay, yeah, the only metal thing on our uniforms is the belts. So yeah, we have to strip. It's So yeah, Fire Voices continues to be fun. I look forward to getting the actual main big fight, and also seeing how the fuck they're gonna deal with Dragon, because he's very strong.
Yeah, he is probably the strongest in the White Cloud outside of the Pillars and Karan.
Yeah, that's the implication I'm getting here. Yeah, Fire Force continues to be very fun.
Indeed.
Alright, let's move on to Food for the Soul. I swear that fucking scene of Satsuji just dancing to silence is maybe the most awkward scene I've watched since the churro scene in Dainazunan.
Have you watched the most recent episode, Mel?
Yeah, that was from the most recent episode, wasn't it?
Episode 4? The one that dropped yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God, don't give me a heart attack like that.
I mean, I see you that scene and raise you the entire bit of two awkward girls just sitting in a room having no idea how the fuck to talk to each other.
No, it's made more awkward because there's that with Satsuji just dancing between them as they die inside.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's awkward as fuck, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
This show has definitely won me over.
Yeah, I had a feeling because with the fact that they were basically like, yeah, we kind of know that you probably created this club to just relax, so we're gonna keep an eye on you to make sure you're actually doing what you said you were gonna do. This is the problem, guys.
Yep.
Help.
Also, the whole bit of, hey, don't actually use an open fire in the fucking club room. That's fucking dangerous. Oh god.
Oh, but
Just
it's fine on the wooden table and by the flammable grass.
Speaking as someone who's camped out a lot, that is pretty normal.
I know, but I'm just saying, I feel like they're both equally bad. Yes, they could set fire to the building, but if they do it outside, they could also start a forest fire.
Nah, it's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, these dumbasses are really fun.
Yeah, no, I'm having a good time. I think episode 3 was a little bit weaker, but certainly brought it back around with episode 4.
Yeah. Introducing Nana really helped.
Yeah. Just
love the contrast between her more outgoing personality stuff and yeah.
No, the whiplash is great.
Yeah, that whole bit was fun, and also just the entire thing with I also like that we've been getting a rotating focus on the other club members and their interactions with Mako. Like whatchamacallit, her just bonding with Tsuchuji and Tsuchuji just like putting on her fucking hoodie like at the train station and just like vibing, and Mako's like, maybe don't do that here, please. Yeah. Oh, also, Shinon trying and failing to cook at Korea's restaurant was great.
I mean, let's be honest, she has definitely made more for customer service than food prep.
Oh, absolutely. The way her hand trembled while holding that knife.
Meanwhile, Mako, who I was surprised to hear works at a sushi shop, understandably had to be moved to the back because she can't interact with customers.
Not surprising in the slightest.
And I feel a little bad for Claire during the trip because she was having to basically fucking herd Mako away from food, Tsuji away from energy drinks, and Shinon away from whatever random thing snagged her attention.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Though she did eventually get the walking staff at the cost of, not having money to spend for 2 days, which I feel you could do that.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was like fucking 1,000 yen per day. What's she actually going to buy with that?
I don't know, like a fucking rice ball or some shit.
Yeah. Just ask Mako to cook. She'd be happy to do it.
Unfortunately, the days where you can get a whole-ass meal off of $10 are kind of in the past.
I can barely get one ingredient for $10.
Yep.
Anyway, away from that depressing topic, yes, Food for the Soul is very fun thus far.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
But let us move on to the next show, which is From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman.
I'm having a fun time with this show, honestly. It's really it's got some really fun fantasy nonsense going on. Plus the whole concept involving the dude just like being really good at swording and actually using his technique and mastery of it to, hold his own against people who are held to be much stronger than him is really good.
God, from a distance, this show really does look like Mushoku Tensei, and it's very funny.
What makes it even funnier is that we also got another show that was kind of, sort of ish like Mushoku Tensei as well this season. But I dropped that one because it was boring. This one I'm a bit more engaged with.
It really was like Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah, this one I'm a bit more engaged with. It helps that the protagonist is like a fairly likable dude. And he is absolutely fucking clueless about the different characters trying to throw, the different girls trying to throw themselves at him. And it's like, avoids the awkwardness of like a substantial age gap. In that case. Overall, it's still really fun. The action is mostly pretty good, and they do actually use some CG for the action that's pretty well integrated into the overall show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was episode 4 that has him and one of his older disciples slaying a big fuck-off griffin. Which was really cool. Yeah, overall, pretty fun show.
Good. Alright. Let's move on then to the Gorilla Gods Go to Go. I really don't know how to feel about the show.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. Has a bit of reverse harem nonsense, has a bit of dumb bullying from the snooty girl, has some interesting-ish class stuff that's not really explored too deeply.
Here's the thing, I feel like this show is very much flirting with doing something with gender roles and, you know, the associated expectations and stereotypes, but I don't know if it's actually ever gonna properly do anything with it. And I don't even really trust it to do something with it.
I don't expect it to be particularly deep about things now.
And as a result, I'm just sort of left there, just like, there's only so many times you can sort of go to this sort of edging towards this, you know, gender roles message, but, you know, turning back on it at the last second.
Yeah.
Because there's absolutely stuff you could be doing with it. You know, there's some very clear, you know, through lines that you could be following here, but, you know, certainly from the first 3 episodes, the show was not interested in it.
It was decidedly not. That said, there was some fun stuff here and there with the protagonist and her companions. They do have some decent banter. The issue is, like, I don't think there's going to be, like, particularly in-depth exploration of most of their personal stuff.
No, I do...
Because you got the one... Sorry.
I do quite like the characters, certainly. And if nothing else, Louis, who, as much as there is some reverse harm nonsense, is going to be the main love interest.
Yes.
Is at the very least a nice guy.
He does not fall into that so horrific trope of the ultra pushy, borderline non-consensual love interest in most shoujo. Which, why is that a thing?
And obviously Isaac and Eddie are pretty fun.
Isaac is a literal puppy dog of a man. Meanwhile, I have a high suspicion that Eddie has the cat god as his patron.
Oh, you went with cat. I thought it was something maybe bird related, but yeah.
Might be. He comes across very much like a cat.
You very well could be right. You very well could be right, because, you know, Eddie doesn't have the wings that most certainly the main bird guy we've seen had.
Yeah. Also, I think Louis might be sponsored by the squirrel.
Possibly.
Because I believe Scarl is derived from a squirrel, or has the same root word.
Does that mean he's got a bushy tail in his pants?
Could be.
Also, I wonder what boon, like, the Slug God gives you. You just get to ooze everywhere?
Yeah. Yeah, some of these characters, their first names and or surnames do not leave much to the imagination when it comes to, like, what their sponsor deity is.
Look, there's only so much, cleverness you can have.
True. True.
I mean, just be glad that I'm fairly sure there's only 2 of the, like, fucking, whatchamacallit, like, head of squad guys who have alliterative names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, all this is to say this isn't a bad show per se, it's just, like, it's not particularly inspiring compared to some of the other stuff this season.
And again, it's just an element of, I've just got so much on my plate already this season. Can I, spare the time, spare a slot on this show that I know probably isn't going to do anything overly interesting?
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm going to do for now is I will switch to the dub and see how that goes. But I could very much see myself having dropped this by the mid-season check-in.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can stick around a bit longer to see if I can make it that long. But I don't know. I'm kind of here or there on this one.
Yeah. Again, there's been nothing necessarily bad. Just nothing is like necessarily great either. It is just very much one of those middling shows that in a weaker season might have gotten away with it, but in this season where there is actually a fair amount of pretty decent stuff, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But what it is. Yeah. Let us move on to Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers. Another show I'm sort of like not sure about.
Did you see the brisket stuff?
Yeah, there's been a fair amount of Bridget stuff, which has been quite nice. She's a very nice and interesting character. She saved Unica and helped her recover during episode 4. Which was the last episode I watched. I thought about watching episode 5, but then I was like, I'm the only one watching this, I don't need to push myself. I will say, there's been some real fucking stupidity here. Because, like... Look, in the premiere, we're introduced to this guy called Nerville Hammer, who was US Senator, and is, like, vocally anti-gear. Over the next, 3-4 episodes, you've got people going, oh, I wonder who's in charge of the anti-gear faction that's doing all of this. Oh, US government info is being leaked to the anti-gear faction. I wonder who could be doing that. And I'm just sat there just like, it's Nerville. It's the literal US Senator. Come on. He's so clearly the bad guy here. Come on. Why is this taking you so long?
That's nonsense. Clearly the man is innocent and you're impeding on his name.
Yeah, what are you talking about, dude? I think you're full of it.
No, he's... they're investigating a anti-gear bioweapon, and he was in charge of it, so... And that bioweapon has now gone missing. So yeah, he's very much a suspect now. What else is there? I mean, yeah, Sin is not a particularly, like... But... there's this whole thing of like Unica and Sin caring about each other far more than they should based on their very, very limited interactions. And it's just like, I don't really understand why this is happening. I mean, there's a part of it of, like, I think when they interacted in, I think it was episode 2, they had, like, they had sort of like a flashback, flash forward, where, like, look, they're either secret siblings or future lovers, or, and I hate that I have to consider this, both?
Oof.
Look, it's Japan. I can't rule anything else. Anything out in this sense.
Yeah.
What else is there? I mean, there's an element of I'm also, struggling in the sense of I have never played a single Guilty Gear game. I don't know any of the lore.
It's funny that you got into the series despite that.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Like, they brought up the possibility that they brought up the fact that time travel is real, and it's possible that Unica is a time traveler in episode 2. It takes until episode 4 before they finally go, oh yeah, maybe Unica is a time traveler. We should probably investigate that. And it's like, guys, you knew about this in episode 2. Why have you not been investigating it already? Come on! For the love of God, stop being so stupid.
Deal.
Then again, Sin is the character who literally, after Unica said she wanted to destroy all gears and attacked his parents at their wedding for that goal, he asks, does Unica have a grudge against gears? And it's just like, that's such a stupid question. Soul Bad Guy should have refused to answer. Because he's just, he's not a smart man, as Sin. He's not a smart man.
That's a Kimbo dilemma.
Oh, there's also a whole thing of Sin might have to be the king of the gears now because he's the only command-type gear around anymore.
Interesting.
Which, he's all fucking torn up about because he realizes that, hey, people who've been through a war with gears might still be scared of gears. And the people who can control them.
No.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I say.
Mm. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about the show, whether I think I'll probably will continue it for a little bit longer. Because I'm still vaguely enjoying it, but again, it's one of those that's very much on the edge of if it has a bad episode, then I probably will just say, I don't think I'm going to watch any more of this now. But let's move on to... I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level Season 2.
Do love these shenanigans, yes I do.
Yeah, it's more chill fantasy shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
I very much enjoyed the hunt for the Mandragora.
That was fun. Also love that they're like, would you really kill something so cute for a spell? Would you? No.
Well.
When you put it like that. Yeah. Also, love how they go to Beelzebub's house and she's like, I'm going to give you a tour. Shows them the same 5 rooms. This house has more than 5 rooms.
It has more than one floor. It's a mansion, but she doesn't use the space because she's just one person.
I mean, yeah, she is the only one living there. She doesn't have live-in servants or anything.
Yeah. She's a strong, independent woman that don't need no servant.
I mean, if she wants to keep that house clean, she kind of does.
Yeah, that's the thing. A little in over her head there.
Mm-hmm. And then we got the episode, most recent one where it's them having to deal with all the whatchamacallit? Education, that's what it was. The kids have to get an education.
I haven't seen the most recent one.
I won't spoil you on it then.
Yeah.
I do gotta love Azusa's creative process when it comes to naming Sandra.
Yeah. She likes sand, Mandragora, Sandra. There we go.
Job done. Effort spent.
Yeah.
It's just very funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not really a whole lot to say.
It's just a cozy fantasy slice of life series.
Yeah.
Alright, we've got one episode left to talk about. We move on to... I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time.
Yeah, having fun?
Yeah, I mean, I do love that Alina basically says, you're not allowed to die until you hire more staff, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, she essentially said she would have murdered him if their deal had already been finished. Which, hey, fair.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a pretty good finale. I enjoyed the the combo with Jade and Lula Lee of basically giving Jade Ultra Instinct.
That was pretty clever, yeah.
And then Alina breaking through the time stop with the power of her rage.
You cannot stop her rage. You can never stop it.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, we spend the second half of the episode, back to the usual paperwork. Though I do question why Alina seems to have so much more paperwork than anybody else. Unless it's just that she, doesn't let it pile up and the others do. But, it's not that important. I do think it's nice that they changed the title in the end to, instead of I'll solo any boss, we'll fight any boss together, which is a really nice, really nice
That's
bit.
Cute.
Really nice bit showing, how much Alina has grown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'd happily watch season 2 of this if it got one. I somewhat doubt it will, considering how busy Cloverworks is.
Yeah, a lot of shows from the past few seasons have very much been on the probably not getting a season 2 train. Unfortunately.
I mean, the point is that quite a few shows on the Cloverworks docket has gotten season 2s and whatevers, and this is a show that very clearly was not, especially high in their priority list. Then again, Unite Up somehow got a season 2, so maybe this will get one. I don't know. But certainly at the minute, it's Cloverworks are busy with, Windbreaker Season 2, Dress Up Darling Season 2. They've got more fucking Bunny Girl Senpai coming out.
Hell yeah.
And Elusive Samurai Season 2 whenever that's coming. So, they're just very busy. is the point. But yeah, no, definitely a good show. Definitely one I enjoyed. But let's move on to our next show, which is Kowloon Generic Romance.
This show has gotten very interesting. There's a lot of very curious bits and pieces throughout the show that really build up the mystery around it.
Has the pacing gotten any better?
The what now?
Has the pacing gotten any better?
It's still pretty quick paced, but I haven't read the manga yet, so I don't know how it compares. I was planning on getting around to it, but I haven't had the time. I might get around to it sometime the next week or so. But yes, overall, still very interesting show, though. There's there's the overall mystery around Kowloon Walled City, because this isn't the original Kowloon Walled City. This is a rebuilding of Kowloon Walled City that got torn down, I think, in the 90s. And there is also the interesting cultural context around Japanese people and their relationship to Hong Kong and Kowloon specifically. I don't know all the details behind that, so it does merit more research, but it's still really interesting to contemplate. Mm-hmm. There is also a surprising amount of queer rep in the show. So, one of the supporting characters, who is Reiko's new close friend, is implied to possibly be a trans woman. The main antagonist, while he is, the antagonist and kind of sleazy, he is also in a relationship with another man, and that is shown to be his most positive quality. Mm-hmm. So that's also really interesting. But yeah, there is also the mystery around Reiko herself and her past version, who's been dubbed Kujirai B, and what her effect on the story is. Because it's basically stated that Kujirai B is gone, but it's unclear as to how she died and why Reiko is still around, looking almost exactly like her, and in her basically operating in her place. So, very interesting mystery set up here. I'm very curious to see the resolution of. Also, apparently the manga is going to be ending soon, so that's probably why they announced this is going to be a complete adaptation.
Yeah.
Still, gotta check out the manga for myself and see how the pacing matches up. Because I think the manga's at like 9 volumes total or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty breakneck pacing for an adaptation, which does have me concerned.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah, overall, I still think the series is good, and at the very least, the manga is worth checking out. But, yeah.
Alright, let's move on to Lazarus. So, I haven't watched today's episode.
Neither have I.
Okay, that works out just fine then. I did, but I won't spoil.
So,
do love how last week's villains were the fucking tech pro assholes.
Yeah, the fucking AI motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I just love how, like, genuinely offended the 4 of them were at Sam's personality.
Yeah.
Understandable. Sam is fucking slimy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you that much of a douchebag and not self-aware about it?
I mean, he's just a fucking moron, because he basically just goes, somebody'll create a solution to this happening thing, and then we'll profit off of it. Like, no, you're probably gonna die, dude.
I mean, he would deserve it. He's a fucking rapist.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Do love that Chris beat the shit out of him and scared off all his lackeys.
Mm-hmm.
What should we call it? Also, the fucking joke with Leland just apparently being more attractive while cross-dressing was very funny as well.
Mm.
There's the whole thing of, like, they scout Leland first rather than Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sequence with the fucking drone chase was really cool.
Yeah, that was very well done. I was honestly a bit surprised that they didn't have Elena hack into the AI, but honestly it feels more fitting that Sam forced it into stupid shit decisions.
Yeah, no, it feels very
screwed
accurate
them
to the
over.
type of person he is.
Also, while we're on the subject of the end of episode 4, Dr. 909's real name is Donald fucking McDonald.
That's so fucking funny.
It's a name that screams of a first pass that they forgot to change.
I mean, in fairness, there are people with the weirder ass names.
I know.
If my name was Donald McDonald, I'd be evil too.
If my name was Donald McDonald, I'd fucking change it.
Mm.
But yeah, episode 3 was also kind of interesting with some of the stuff in it, but
I mean, hey, explicit trans person rep.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, okay, so
He was right fucking there. He was right fucking there.
He was right there. He was right there. I swear to God, that homeless person looked just like him. That was him. That was the guy.
White person, what the fuck? How did you not notice that, Doug? How?
I swear, if that is actually him, and that was just like in teasing, then
I
holy
cannot
shit.
think so. There's no way, surely.
Yeah, there's no way, surely. That's what you say, like right before it gets revealed. Oh, how he was the homeless person the whole time. It's like he was right there. It's like I don't know, dude.
In fucking sight. God.
I don't know, man. He looked like him, like he was covered up in all the right ways, so it's like, so you can't be like completely certain, but it's like it looked just like him. It's like he was right there. It's if he was there the whole time, then holy shit.
They just went on a wild fucking goose chase when they could have solved it 25% of the way through.
Exactly. It's like I'm so curious to see if it was him, because if so, that's I don't know if that's brilliant or if that's dumb as hell, but I love it regardless.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Also gotta say, it is kind of surprising how fast Axel and Leland got jumped when they went to, was it,
Istanbul?
Istanbul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were there for like 2 seconds, and then they immediately got jumped.
I think that's a bit unrealistic, honestly.
Look, everyone's on edge right now. Because, they're all dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of that, the monologues at the start of each episode are kind of interesting in that regard.
Yes. So they're done by the different characters, and I'm fairly sure they're like depicting how each first took Harpner. Because I didn't notice for episode 2, but episode 3, I was like, hang on, is that Christine doing the opening monologue? Is that meant to be like some of her backstory?
And then we get it from Elena in episode 4.
Yeah.
The most recent episode
was Leland.
The most recent episode was Axel.
Yeah, because Doug was the first episode.
Yeah.
Also, I do find it interesting that each of them is criminals, so it's very much a Suicide Squad type thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Because they compared themselves to the Avengers.
Also, look...
More like the Thunderbolts, really.
Look, was Leland not expecting the Avengers reference, or was he genuinely confused by it?
Yes.
It has been, like, 50... This is, like, what, 30, 35 years in the future?
It is set in 2055.
30 years in the future. The Marvel Cinematic Universe might have collapsed by then. Leland is only, like, what, 19, 20?
Yeah, he's, like, late teens, early 20s.
I don't know, this takes place in 2052, so... I don't know. I will say that the most recent episode, I won't say what they are, but it has two name drops of two very specific things that are... But one isn't that surprising given the Avengers thing. The other one is kind of just hilarious.
Okay.
But because it's actually plot relevant, and it'll be funny when you guys hear it.
Also, it's kind of insane that Axel only has a sentence of 888 years because he keeps escaping, and every escape attempt doubles his sentence, which doesn't necessarily work. 3 years doubled until 888.
No, the math does not math on that.
But it's at least 8 escape attempts, and I feel like, you know, the other members of the group should be informed that, you know, he was only in for 3 years initially, because they keep treating him like he's some kind of serial Pope murderer.
Or maybe he did something else to add a little bit, or take away something, or I don't know.
I mean, the other question is, obviously we know that Elena's crime was, you know, global cyber hacking, which completely expected. What do we think somebody like Doug's misdemeanor was? Do you think he, like, peed in a fountain?
I think it's probably something stupid and petty.
Yeah.
I think Leland probably did vandalism with drones.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, straight up murder. Just murdered a fool.
I was gonna say Chris punched the wrong guy, but she could have murdered him.
Yeah. Also, I do like the bit in the second episode where Axel's like, "All right, raise your hand if you've done Hopna." Everyone else raises their hand, and then he raises his second later.
Honestly, I thought that the team might be some of the few who hadn't used the drug, but nope, all of them have. All of them.
No, they all have something to lose here.
Also, they did their research on Skinner on fucking Wikipedia.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Come on, guys!
Well, hey, maybe in 2052, Wikipedia is the most reliable source of information on the internet.
I mean, to be fair, technically it already is. At least it has sources. At least it uses sources.
Usually, yeah.
Citation needed.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's the thing. If it doesn't use sources, you can know that information isn't necessarily trustworthy. Unlike other sites that don't use it at all, and so you're just not sure. And finally, from my perspective, fuck Channel 4 and its stupid ads.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, fun.
Fuck them. Hate it every time. Every single time. But yes, unless either of you have anything else to say?
Nope.
The character animation was pretty crazy in episode 4.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the animation in general has been to a pretty good standard. They very much had fun animating Axel's parkour antics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do gotta say, do like the whole bit of in episode 4 of Chris just being straight up immune to being drugged because she's gone so hard as a party girl.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yes, let us move on to Lycoris Recoil, Friends Are Thieves of Time. I miss these idiots.
Yeah,
they're so delightful with each other.
It's a shame they aren't longer, but honestly, like, they're all pretty delightful.
Yeah.
So far.
The newest one is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Just the whole bit with the at the end, especially with Takina unwittingly making a butt dessert.
Yeah, he apparently has an unintentional talent for creating rude desserts.
Dude just love Kurumi just walking in at the end is like, oh, it's a butt. No, it's not!
I also love the clear indication that Mizuki does not get the leeway in teasing Takina the way Chisato does.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder why.
And then episode 2 of fucking Kusunoki trying to give Chisato a briefing, Chisato just ignoring it and bantering / flirting with Takina.
Yeah. Chisato, please stop flirting with her girlfriend and pay attention to the brief.
As it turned out, it was pointless because the target just walked into Lycoris.
That was so fucking funny.
And both of them had just looked at their phones to just like, is this seriously what happened? Guess so.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately we've only got 3 more episodes of this.
And then they'll announce season 2.
Mm-hmm. Is it going to be a season 2 or is it going to be a movie? I forget.
It's just new animation project for now.
Damn it.
It's season 2, guys. I just know it.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Just such a good show. Really is.
It really is. Yes, should probably move on to something I have nothing to do with, actually.
Yeah, let's move on to Maebashi Witches. Another show I don't necessarily know how to feel about. So, episodes 2 and 3 is effectively a 2-parter, focusing on a woman named Rinko, who is effectively an overweight model.
Okay.
And Azu, who has spent the entire time being kind of a shit person to pretty much everyone and everything, is even more shit to Rinko, and is effectively fatphobic. However, it's then revealed at the end of episode 2 that Azu is also overweight and basically uses magic to appear thin. I basically said at the end of that episode that if it doesn't resolve with Azu becoming, comfortable in her own skin with her weight, I was going to drop the show. They didn't necessarily do that. They did have a good message of being comfortable in your own skin and, not letting your appearance dictate what you want to do. But Azu is still in her, thin form. So I'm not 100% sure how to feel at this stage. I will say, Rinko is in a gay relationship as far as I can tell, which was very nice to see. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much to trust this show is the thing. If it's gonna
Trust the show to do what?
Trust the show just not be shit in general, I guess.
Oof.
Trust the show that it's gonna take. I imagine it's going to take on similarly potentially fractious topics, and I'm not sure how much I trust the show to actually deal with those topics in a sensitive manner. Like I said, it's frustrating to me that they haven't had... On the one hand, it's frustrating. On the other hand, I kind of get why Azu hasn't dropped the illusion yet. I would like to hope they would do it at some point, later down the line, but I'm also worried they consider having, 5 marketable idol girls more important. So this was a show I was probably always going to only watch 2 episodes for, if only because, again, I'm the only person watching it, and so it takes a couple of episodes off my plate. But yeah, I might give it another episode and see what it does. It is just one of those things. I just don't know how much to trust a show like this. As it stands, the characters are okay. As I said, it very much focused on Azu for episodes 2 and 3, and even with the not even necessarily excuse, but explanation of, her being basically a self-hating, overweight person. She's still an asshole. And it's just not that enjoyable to watch.
There's only so much you can really milk out of someone being miserable dick.
It does seem like she's gonna mellow out now, but again, I just don't know to what extent. And also ended episode 3 with Mai apparently stealing these fucking points they're getting for the wishes that they need to become full witches. Stealing them and using them for gambling, ? Or maybe a gacha game, which is gambling anyway. But, gambling with less point than, gambling in the first place. At least with regular gambling, you win money. What are you fucking winning with gachas? Very telling silence there, but yeah, I honestly don't know. This is kind of fun. This can be fun, and I liked the message they had with the Rinko. I just don't like that they didn't follow through with it for Azu. But let us move on to Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuX. Unfortunately, I think this show is going to be straight.
I don't know.
I don't know. Machu has 2 hands.
Yeah, she does.
She does.
Also, did you watch the newest episode, Mil?
Episode 4, yes.
God damn.
Yeah, that was sure an episode. That nice looking lady was crazy.
That's Gundam for you. Oh god, that was a very intense episode.
Yeah, that was fun.
I mean, just going back, episode 2 was an exercise in me learning Gundam history.
Yeah.
Gundam alternate history at that.
Yeah.
So, where did it diverge?
Pretty much at the point where they're going to Earth and they just happen to find the Gundam there. Char originally was not there.
Okay.
So that's the point where it diverges.
I'm not super up to date on my Gundam lore as well, but correct me if I'm wrong, it is one of the people whose mechs was out of service that was originally the squad leader for that Earth mission, and then he cocked it all up.
I don't remember. It could be something like that.
Probably. Regardless, Char is the main character now because he has the Gundam.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, well, the main character of that episode, anyways.
Yes.
He's kind of MIA right now.
Yeah. And his boyfriend is very upset about it.
One of his boyfriends is very upset about it. We don't know about the other one.
Yeah, the other one may or may not exist. He could just be living a happy life, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah, no word on a Moreau being involved in the series at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know how I complained during the premiere that they pronounced that guy's name Exave?
Yeah.
They pronounced his second name even fucking dumber.
Oh no.
Because look, I would fucking pronounce his name Xavier Olivet, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They pronounce his name Exave Olive.
What the fuck?
I'm just why?
That's great.
Oh god.
Hilarious. But yeah, apparently, like, in the original series, the creators, wanted to make you wonder if Char was gay or not. Yeah, the series does little to dissuade that ambiguity / subtext, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, we do get introduced to Shuji, who I do like.
He's a fun character. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing with him just accidentally being broke is very funny.
Yeah. And he's listening to, you know, the Red Gundam probably more than a regular person should.
Mm-hmm. It does kind of lead him to do murder, so...
I mean, to be fair, I'm not sure he had much of a choice with Sagai.
Shiko was going kind of off the rails, yeah.
She was definitely 100... she was definitely a few sheep short of a full flock, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look, not everyone is down for murder. But yeah, that whole bit with us getting a brief flash of her kid right before she dies is just like a fucking gut punch, though.
Yeah.
Also, the irony of her not believing in new types, despite the fact that she actually was a new type the whole time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole sequence with the three of them in the Kira Kira field was very interesting.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, because the Sagai being a new type, because what I've been doing, because there are so many like fucking proper nouns in Gundam that, you know, I don't necessarily know. I've been having the subtitles on, but they are the subtitles for the sub and not the dub, which I'm watching.
Oh.
Which is a little annoying, but I'm mostly getting through it by mostly just focusing on the actual screen rather than the subtitles, which is fine. I can do it, and it's fine, but it does mean that I did actually see that when that doctor dude, what was his fucking name? Mos Khan.
Mm-hmm.
He actually said something... like, what he said to Sagai about new types was actually different, as far as I could tell, between the sub and the dub. Because in the dub, he does just say that Sagai could be a new type. But in the sub, it's that she has a plan up her sleeve for the new type Saikomu.
Interesting.
So I have no idea what's going on there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just something that I noticed that I thought was interesting. But yeah, I did think it was really interesting watching episode 3, especially the fight at the end where we obviously got the, sort of more basic amateur commentary from the, clan scrubs, and then that much more, like, in-depth and professional commentary from Shalia and Xave.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just gonna keep saying Xave?
No, if the dub is gonna call him Xave, I'm gonna call him Xave.
Oh, great! That's wonderful.
They shouldn't have called him Xave. It's stupid, but I'm gonna go with it.
What studio is dubbing this?
I don't know.
It's Xavier in the sub, right?
I'm pretty sure. Why wouldn't it be?
I have a feeling it's probably the what's the LA-based one?
Don't know.
No, it's no, in the sub it's Xabe as well. It's literally it's phonetically it's literally Xabe Oribe.
God damn! Why?
Maybe whoever did the fucking character list on Mal just wrote it down wrong, but it's just so funny.
This is Wikipedia.
Fuck.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
No, it's written like that as well. Yeah. Oh god.
It's just Xabe. Oh my god. I hate Gundam.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
I hate Gundam.
Oh god, I'm gonna die.
How many Gundam series have you watched in full number?
2.
Which for Mercury and what else?
The original.
Oh, okay.
The dub is being done by Nyavpost, which is a recording studio in New York with a branch in Los Angeles, which I'm assuming is the one that's actually doing this dub.
Well, they're at fault because they're being faithful, so I can't say shit.
I mean, you can still shit talk it because it's a dubber's decision.
I'm gonna shit talk it because it's Gundam being dumb. Why?
Because it's Gundam.
Naming my firstborn son Xabe.
Would you really do that? Would you really?
Who would stop me? Aside from my partner.
Oh god!
I was gonna say.
I didn't realize that the clan Machu and Shuji are fighting for are actually called the Pomeranians.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
I thought Komoli just calling them Pomeranians was an insult.
That wouldn't be an insult because he loves Pomeranians. So.
Like, I just thought it was an insult.
Because he has a Pomeranian on his phone, I'm pretty sure. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Yeah, no, Gundam has definitely been interesting. Obviously, I'm fairly sure episode 2 hit, a lot less hard for me than it does for, people who've actually watched the original.
To be fair, I've watched the original, and there were still aspects of it where I'm like, wait, what's this again? Who is this? Should I know this guy?
Yeah.
I mean, Shalia himself appeared in one episode in the original Gundam, with a completely different design.
Oh yeah, they sexified him quite a bit.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know much about this war between Zeon and the Earth Republic, or Earth Federation. Whose side should we be on in this war? Should we be glad that Zeon won, or is that a bad thing?
No, Zeon is fascist, from what I recall.
Okay, bad thing that Zeon won. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's not like completely black and white, but like, a lot of things are kind of in the shitter a little bit because Zeon won. So
fair enough.
It's black and gray from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Just was curious about that because obviously we saw a lot of that episode from Zeon's perspective.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh, Zeon wants independence from the Earth Federation. And I'm like, independence is generally a good thing. So yeah.
Not if they're basically Confederacy coded.
Yeah. But yeah, whatever voice is in the Red Gundam is very sus, and Shuji shouldn't be listening to it. Also, Machu, please stop being impressed by the dude barely surviving in a sewer. Please. he is not. He should not be your role model. I like Shuji, but he should not be anybody's role model at this point.
Yeah, the way I see it is like Shuji represents like, you know, the freedom living on your own, living for yourself kind of mentality, while Nyan is sort of like the more grounded, you know, live within your means sort of thing, and Machu's kind of divided between both sides there because she wants freedom. That's why she wants to be a jellyfish.
Mm-hmm. She's stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah. Which is why she has two hands.
Yes.
Yes.
Two hands to allow her balance on that, so she's not, you know, stuck working for some fucking shady ass dude for pennies. But she's also not, you know, fucking starving in a sewer. Anyway, we should probably move on at this point to our next show, which is Mono.
Oh, I love this show so much.
I don't know why they're stretching Taisho between them. I really don't.
Because cat. Noodle cat.
I don't blame Satsuki for taking a picture of that either, because, like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very, very silly.
Also, can we talk about how Kiriyama was just like with the kite? She was just screaming the whole time. Every time she ran out with that kite, she was
She's just having a good time.
It was just so funny because she did it every single time. It's like, why are you like this?
Can we also talk about how episodes 3 and 4 had cameos from Laid Back Camp characters?
Yeah, that was a little weird because Laid Back Camp is heavily implied to be a manga in this universe. So how could the characters that are in the manga exist in this world?
Don't think about it too much.
I mean, to be fair, Haru's writing a manga that is implied to be, you know, the manga that inspired the series. It could be that, you know, whoever wrote this universe's Laid Back Camp was also inspired by these dumbass girls.
It's true.
Who, you know, can apparently eat more than fucking competitive eaters.
I do love how by the end they're all just absolutely fucking stuffed.
Yeah.
And they still only get second place.
But yes, so Ugaki Chiaki, Shimarin, and Nadeshiko were in episode 3, and then it was there was Nadeshiko's family that was in episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, as I was saying this to the both of you before the stream started, I just like I saw the person on the scooter and was just like, that's way too unique a design to not be a reference, and it's definitely from Laid Back Camp.
Yeah.
But yes, this has definitely been fun, but just incredibly, like, I can't, how best to word this, uninterested in having a plot.
Yeah.
Is probably what I would say. It's not that I don't like the episodes thus far, but yes, there does not seem to be any hint of any kind of progress in a story.
The plot is that these are cute girls doing things that can also be perceived as cute.
Yes.
That does seem to be where the plot is headed, yes.
Stuffing themselves until they're waddling is a cute thing.
Yes, exactly.
I do love the gag of our favorite mangaka just stepping out from her air-conditioned room and spontaneously melting in slow motion. That was so fucking funny.
I was also questioning for a large part of the first half of episode 4, what was going to happen after the wine tasting, considering Haru was the one that drove them out there and she got completely pished. But
yeah, they didn't answer that, did they?
No, Kako drove them back.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if she'd be able to drive a car, considering she's, always on her bike, but yes, she can.
Generally speaking, you have to have a driver's license before you can get a motorcycle license. It's not always the case, but it's usually the case.
I feel like you can get a motorcycle license without a driver's license.
Probably. But yeah. Also, the bit during the eating contest where Sakurako and Satsuki are absolutely fucking stuffed, and then it's like On's barely eaten anything compared to the two of them. And they're like,
She was not pulling her weight there.
No, she was not.
What else is there? During that first Kako segment, I did get a sudden urge to rewatch Super Cub, I'll admit. And I also love that Kiriyama tried to conjure up some sort of tragic backstory why Haru stays with her grandma, and instead it's just that she stayed over one night and never left.
Like a cat.
Like a cat.
Yeah.
Also, they're taking Taisho on all of these trips, and I'm just like, why? I mean, I guess, they trust if he wanders off somewhere else, he'll find his way back home, but still. They took that cat on that entire camping tour.
Yep. Oh yeah, the whole bit with them strapping a GoPro to the cat and just watching its adventure was also really funny.
But yeah, not, a huge amount to say about this show, because it really is just cute girls doing cute things. In this case, photography or manga things. Or
doesn't really need to be anything else.
Competitive eating things.
It's also very funny.
It is very funny. Again, I think I said this to you, Nmbr. What I'm thinking about doing, because this does now have a dub. So what I might do, considering this is a show that, barely needs any attention paid to it to begin with, I think having a dub will probably help me keep watching it overall. But yes, let us move on to the next show, which is Moonrise.
So I've only watched 2 episodes of this. I just haven't had the time to watch more. I'm not sure if I necessarily want to watch more. Nmbr, how far are you into this, or have you finished it?
I've gotten to episode 4, so I haven't made crazy progress on it. I've been slow going at it. Yeah, I'm a little here or there on it so far. I'm still enjoying it, but it's kind of just right now. So,
yeah. How long are you gonna give it to get its act together?
I'll give it a few more because it seems pretty ambitious. So I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. But we get Jack and Phil's whole backstory on the moon, and that was fucked up. Yeah, that's
Don't think we got any answers as to why.
No, we don't know why at all. We just know that they were living with a bunch of were the kids cyborgs or were they full-on androids? I don't remember. I think
fucking robots.
Okay, yeah, just a bunch of robot kids. And they all died one day, and they were like, "Holy shit! What? They were all robots." And then Bob Skylum's like, always have been, and then Jack manages to escape. Phil ends up staying on at the sacrifice of his arm, and that's that. And Jack's back at the main story. Jack and his new crew are infiltrating the moon, and we see a bunch of what life is like on there, and it's pretty fucked up. Things are not great on the moon right now, and
they were good. They were great.
Yeah, and unfortunately, an explosion happens, and Jack's Pokemon Go buddy dies. So very sad. Yeah, pretty sad. And that's pretty much where I'm at. Jack does confront Bob Skylum, and a whole intense fight happens, but before either of them could finish the job, one of Jack's companions pulls him away, because they're like, we don't got time for this right now. So, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've heard some pretty divisive things about the series as a whole, but I want to give it more of a shot here, because there's quite a few aspects of it that I do enjoy. But yeah, I'll stick with it for at least a few more episodes.
All right.
Plus, I want to get to the inevitable reveal that Phil is Bob Skylum, and I want to see Jack's reaction to that.
Dun 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 dun.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's move on then to My Happy Marriage Season 2. Finally got the last 2 episodes.
Yay!
Admittedly, in hindsight, I realized that it was probably so Netflix could dub it.
Probably. Would not be surprising to me in the slightest.
But hey, that creepy bastard Usui is dead.
Yay!
Unfortunately, the show seemed quite interested in maybe not redeeming, but certainly rehabilitating his image.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but it's very much a case of his whole downfall and death is portrayed tragically.
They didn't imply. They showed that he got his ideal afterlife, and I'm not happy about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he really deserved it. But, oh well. We got a pretty good fight with Kyoka and Usui. Arata continuing to be dumb, apparently in the as part of a plan to eventually betray Usui, which I guess it worked.
Just because it eventually worked doesn't mean it wasn't at least a little bit dumb.
No, it was very dumb. It was very dumb. What else? Oh yeah, we got some. I'm glad that episode 13 was mostly just focusing on Mio and Kyoka, because obviously that's you know. a big part of the show and probably the best part of the show.
Yep.
I'm glad that they basically both decided to focus on each other and not on, well, Kyoka, decided to focus on Mio rather than the military, and Mio decided she's not a fighter. She doesn't want to be involved in any sort of fucking court politics and fights therein, which absolutely fair. Takai Hito did basically title drop there as well, if you noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed.
But yeah, pretty good. Certainly a nice end to the season. Overall, as said, just didn't really like that they tried to make Usui out to be a more tragic figure than he actually was.
I mean, there isn't an element of tragedy to Usui. It's just like, I don't think it's enough to really make him as sympathetic as this series might have been trying to portray him as.
Again, part of the point was that he wasn't portrayed as just going off the rails when Sumi died. If it had been that, then you could make a case for, making his death tragic. What we got shown was that he was always a crazy, psychopathic
He was
bastard.
always unhinged, yeah.
And it was only when Sumi was around that she could actually control him.
Yeah, no, like, the whole thing is presented as him basically needing her to stay, like, hinged and sane, and without her, he just went off the fucking rails. And while there is some tragedy to that, it's not as tragic as if it had been the inverse of, oh, he was perfectly normal, and then she was gone, and then he just fell apart.
Yeah. So, yeah. Can't say I'm sorry to see the back of him.
Can't say you're sorry to see him just toes up, down for the count.
Yep. Quite glad, in fact. Quite glad. But yeah, good end to the season. We'll see if we get more of this, but
God, I hope so.
Certainly, I wouldn't be against getting more of this because it's a show I enjoy. But let's move on to My Hero Academia Vigilantes.
So the subtitles just on the dub just straight up fucking spoil that it's all for one talking to Hachiska.
My dude, fucking all for one talking spoiled that it was all for one on the phone.
I know it's got anywhere, and that's you can tell immediately that it's him. It's not.
You've got quite a distinctive
I'm not saying
voice.
that that's not the case. It's just like the subtitles are like, oh yeah, no, we're not going to even bother trying to hide it with the caption "mysterious voice" or anything. No, it just says all for one. Just like, wow, not even trying to beat around the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, that's what happens when you get, one of the most well-known seiyus in Japan to voice your main villain. So
I was watching it dubbed, so
yeah, but still, and if you watched My Hero dubbed, then you still probably know that.
I haven't watched My Hero dubbed for quite a while. But All for One has a very, very distinctive voice.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I knew. You could tell instantly. It's like, oh, okay, so it's All for One. Which, I mean, you can't really help it. So
it was kind of inevitable that he would be involved in this, especially since it's distributing a drug.
Yeah. John
Swayze
in the dub. John Swayze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who, yes, does have quite a distinctive voice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is something that doesn't. That is like that That is like a mystery that I don't think gets paid off for quite some time.
No, that is a late game reveal.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it so funny.
It's hilarious. God, I forgot that he was voiced by Akio Otsuka in the sub.
Yeah.
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 That's how I can. That's how you know, like, instantly. It's like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there are three big name villain voice actors in Japan. You got Akio Otsuka, you got Takehito Koyasu, and you got Kenjiro Suda.
Yeah.
And they have distinctive fucking voices. All three of them.
Yeah.
Does Suda voice anybody in My Hero?
No, I'm just talking villains in general.
I know.
Yeah,
I was honestly just curious because I couldn't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but yeah, Chisaki.
Oh, he voices Overhaul.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah, with the villain in My Hero. So there you go.
Yeah.
Does Koyasu voice anyone in Hiraka?
Let me see.
Sorry, this is getting tangented.
No, it's alright.
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, so that's still 2 out of 3, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Koyasu could voice somebody in Vigilantes lay down the line. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's quite
True.
a few characters he could voice, so we'll see.
Yeah. Regardless, still very fun stuff.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, episode 2 had Aizawa playing a pretty heavy role, which was really really fun to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think it was episode 3 that had the Wolverine and Cyclops XPs, which were very funny.
Namimaru and Samazu, yeah.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And they're very based on Wolverine and Cyclops.
Yes. Oh, yes, of course. I mean, yeah, the big surprise from episode 3 is that Knuckle Duster has a day job.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. Though I don't think we get much information on it.
No.
Yeah, he does things outside of the whole vigilante thing. That's crazy.
Wild.
I mean, I don't know how much it pays considering he's very thoroughly mooching off of Koichi.
Yeah. Well, hey, save money where you can, right?
Fair enough. And we're also introduced to Hachitsuka. Who's very interesting and seems to have a connection with Knuckle Duster.
Yeah, I wonder what that could be.
Yeah, very, very curious.
Yeah.
Also, not gonna lie, I do not feel remotely sorry for the dude who gets tricked by Hachitsuka in the most recent episode. Dude's a fucking creep.
Yeah, I didn't like that in both the sense of Hachitsuka pretending to be a sex worker when she's clearly underage, and that, that guy was on board with it, and that he's gonna end up getting shot full of trigger.
I mean, yeah, no, fuck that guy. Like, it's gonna go badly for everybody, but still, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did get introduced to, or properly introduced to, Tensei Ida.
He's great.
Obviously the older brother of Tenya from the main series. And if you needed any more, confirmation beyond what we were given in the main series, really fucked up that Stain targeted him.
Yeah, no, like...
Yeah.
Targeting him is, like, very weird in retrospect. In no small part because, like... There's no real indication that he fits under Stain's definition of a corrupt hero, really.
So the theory I've seen in a fair few fan fictions, I'm fairly sure, is that Tensei interrupted Stain going after another more corrupt hero.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't think we ever actually get...
I think I saw either it confirmed or theorized at one point that was because he'd done, like, one merchandise deal at some point.
Which is really dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he seems to really get on with Koichi, seems to like Koichi. Even used his, 3 years of hero school and however many as a proper hero to help analyze Koichi's quirk.
Yeah.
It's also...
No, it's really great.
It's also interesting that there is apparently a pathway to being a hero that doesn't involve a high school of some kind.
Yeah. Funny that.
Because obviously, I mean, there was... I felt like a lot of emphasis was put on the high schools in the main series.
I mean, that just seems like the most straightforward route in.
That's fair. And yeah, we got some cameos from a lot of big name heroes. I mean, we saw in episode 3, so we saw Present Mike, we saw Aizawa again, Best Genist, 13, Midnight, and I'm forgetting.
Good old All Might.
All Might, yeah. I'm forgetting another big one though. Snipe, and nobody else. Because fuck Endeavor and fuck Death Arms.
Oh, you have a real grudge against those characters, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I need to go into Endeavor. Death Arms is just quirkest.
Yeah.
Like, he was a real dick to Izuku at the start of the series. I don't forgive that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we also got a really good fight between Knuckle Duster and that one dude.
Yeah, no, that was good. It is very funny how everyone reacts to or how Koichi and Pop react to a Knuckle Duster and how he takes the whole fight. Like, oh wow, you must be really shaken up. That was a near-death experience. Nope.
Mm-hmm. He was quite excited about it. Also showed off pretty good analytical skills to take the guy down as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Also shows that, yes, a fucking quirkless person can't be a fucking hero, goddammit.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid main series. I mean, the only other thing is... that's right, they skipped... They skipped a couple of pages. I know they skipped a couple of pages in episode 4, because there is a little bit of dialogue between Koichi, Pop, and Knuckle Duster about Koichi getting the business card. So I know they skipped that. They may have skipped other stuff that I don't quite remember, because it's been a while since I've read Vigilantes from the start. However, it also doesn't look like it also looks like they're skipping a couple of side chapters that were around.
Which is a bit more understandable.
It is, but they're good content is the thing, because one of them are the heroes sort of getting together in a meeting to discuss, the rise of Trigger, and I think leads to Aizawa getting the job offer from UA.
Oh, interesting.
Started by Midnight, I believe. I'm not sure if Aizawa actually takes the job offer yet. I think that's later down the line, but this is certainly when it first gets given. And the other one is how All Might and Tsukauchi first meet. Which is basically...
We do get... Sorry.
Which is basically that Tsukauchi gets handed, I think it's an All Might case by his, senpai, who fucking just doesn't want to deal with, All Might's random crime-stopping sprees anymore. Has to asked to meet with All Might. All Might's not there, so he gets sent to Yagi Toshinori. As they are talking, fucking Toshi keeps disappearing to save people, and eventually Tsukauchi's just like, "You're All Might, aren't you? How did you know?" It was kind of obvious. But then Tsukauchi's like, "Yeah, you're the symbol of peace. I'll support you however I can. Great. Here's all the paperwork I need done for all these cases I'm doing." Yeah, it didn't work out for him in the end.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm. All good deeds and all that. But yeah, last thing. Have I been pronouncing like Tensei's hero agency name wrong?
Why do you ask?
Because I've been pronouncing it Ida-ten, and the fucking dub pronounced it Ida-ten. Which...
Huh.
I don't know why you would pronounce it like that when Ida is literally his name.
Well, it's... yeah, that is weird.
That just seems like a really weird decision to me. Anyway, we should probably move on to our next show, which is Once Upon a Witch's Death.
Yeah. This is definitely a really good one. Like, there are some weaker bits in the second and third episodes, but the two-parter of episodes 4 and 5 really worked, I think.
I do. So I've only watched episodes 1 and 2 dubbed. I do think episode 2 was on the weaker side. I certainly I like the second half of episode 2 more than the first, I think. I do think it worked better. Certainly episode 1 worked very well as a story.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how it progresses, considering Meg is incredibly behind schedule thus far.
Yep. Well, you'll just have to see how that goes. But yeah, episode 3 I think is a bit stronger than episode 2. But episodes 4 and 5 make for a really good two-parter, I think.
Okay. And that's the thing, as much as I'm saying episode 2 was weaker, I still enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the characters quite a bit.
Oh, it's a good show.
Meg is an entertaining character, to say the least. And, I'm clutching at the hints of Yuri with Fine.
Well, let's be real. Well, I'm gonna be real. Meg hits on a lot of girls, but Fine is the one she hits on the most.
I mean, I'm happy to hear that.
Chronically sapphic behavior from Meg.
Yeah. I'll take it. It gives me hope that we might have a Yuri ending.
I mean, that's assuming this is going to be like... No, this isn't original. I'm pretty sure this is an adaptation.
Light novel adaptation, yeah.
I don't know how many volumes are out, but I'm pretty sure this is not going to be a full adaptation.
Probably not. I will just quickly check. So...
Novels are still ongoing, looks like.
Well, yeah, it was originally a web novel series from 2019 to 2022, and then it's the light novels. There's only 3 of them out at the moment, but they've been.
This is
from
going to adapt all of them, then.
Probably, yes.
So yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'm certainly still in. I enjoyed the 2 episodes I watched of this. Just have to see where it goes from here, from my perspective.
It's really good, yeah. It's a very fun show, and Meg continues to be delightful.
Good. Alright, let's move on then to One Piece.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I haven't watched the newest episode yet, but we're getting Kuma's backstory animated in a couple weeks.
Yay!
That's fun.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of depression.
Get your tissues ready.
But yeah, the Luffy Kizaru fight is animated amazingly, unsurprisingly. It's just fucking gorgeous to watch. We also get the bit of Luffy just hanging around being a goofball, along with the we're 100 times stronger than we were 2 years ago when he confronts Kizaru again, which is awesome. And then we have the rest of the things going on with, for example, Zoro fighting Lucci, and that's really well animated too, actually. Though I am kind of irked a little bit that it was just the same sword clashing sound effect over and over again. It did get kind of bothersome after a bit.
One Piece sound design is not the best.
No.
They've been recycling the same sounds for, like, how long has this anime been on the air?
25 years-ish.
Yeah, so about at least a decade and a half. But yeah, I mean, some of the sounds are fairly timeless, but it's like, but using the same ones over and over again is pretty, yeah, not great.
Apparently, one of the animators just in a now deleted comment said that it was unprofessional how much that they spammed the same sound effects.
I heard about that.
Just like, yeah, no, it's crazy. Y'all need to, like, revamp your sound design at least a little bit, so, like, come on. Damn fossils. But yeah, also get some stuff like, there's a cool fight sequence with Jewelry Bonnie and using her powers in a really fun way to mark a fuck ton of Marines. There's also the whole thing with Sentomaru and his confrontation with Kizaru, as brief as that is.
Yeah, that whole thing.
But yeah, overall, good set of episodes, and next week is a recap. I haven't watched today's episode, but apparently that's that they didn't spoil Saturn's transformed appearance in the preview, so I'm very excited to see how they animated that. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
Alright. Let's move on to Rock is a Lady's Modesty.
Ah yes, yet another series about gay girls rocking out.
Well, we're still waiting for Bocce the Rock Season 2, so...
Yeah.
No, this is great.
It is, and the euphemisms are getting pretty in your face, because Otoha has a way with words.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, not even counting like the sapphic innuendos. There's also the whole bit with her just like very just telling Lilissa to calm down, and then just like in the most polite voice possible, telling that one singer dude how much he fucking sucks. That was fucking great.
Yeah, that was great. The whole sequence was great. They just overtook the whole performance as expected.
And then the fucking curse out rant at the end was great too.
Yeah.
I love the fucking curses they come up with for these rants.
Yeah.
It is delightfully vulgar and foul-mouthed.
Mm-hmm. And now Alice is a fan.
Yep. I'm glad they got the turnaround on her.
Yeah. And Lilis's mom is
very unhinged. Very, very unhinged.
Yeah, yikes. Because at first she seemed pretty chill, more or less, but the more we see her, the more it's like, ooh, that's kind of fucked up behavior, ma'am.
There's something a might bit wrong with this lady, not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's still a lot about Lilis's past that we don't know, so very curious about that. But no, this show's really, really good. It's lots of fun, and
the musical performances are fucking excellent too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even the CG is quite good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what happens when you do mocap for Bandmade.
Yeah, albeit maybe it's the slightest bit jarring every now and then, but
yeah.
But it's well done. Curious to see how their upcoming band comes together.
And we did get
making efforts towards that.
We did get a little cameo of the blue-haired keyboardist. Outside of the hall.
Yeah. So that's probably who we'll be seeing next.
Mm-hmm. Mill, come join us on the Eerie Rocker train. Join us.
I can't ask him to get on High Dive.
I don't want to pay for High Dive for one show.
No, I can't blame you, man. I really can't. I love this show. I'm willing to put up with High Dive for it, but not everyone would be.
Damn shame. It's a really good show.
Yeah, well, hey, maybe when High Dive fixes their shit.
Honestly, High Dive aren't even that bad anymore.
I don't know. Every now and then, because I add the show to my watch list. Okay, I didn't add the show to my watch list. I somehow added only the one specific episode to my watch list.
Fucking hell! How'd that work?
That's dumb.
It doesn't even give me the option to go to just the full show page. It's just there. So why? All
right, yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like High Dive's not like unforgivably bad, but it's like it's stuff like that where it's like, come on, dude, you couldn't just. I normally wouldn't say this, but just copy Crunchyroll. Like seriously, their stuff's great. Like you know where all your stuff is. If you want to find something, it's easy to find. It's not perfect, but it's easy to navigate.
If it works, it works.
Exactly. So it's so annoying. I know they've been making efforts. They need to make even more, though.
Baby steps, Nmbr. Baby steps.
Because I want High Dive to do well. It's not a bad service, and it has a decent library, but it's...
Yeah.
But
it just holds itself back with some weird decisions.
Exactly.
Right, well, unless the two of you have got anything else?
Nope, that's pretty much it for now.
Alright, let's move on to Shoshimin, How to Become Ordinary Season 2. So you know how Season 1 was sort of vague on the whole plotline aspect of the show? like what it was actually about. Yeah, no, they're going all in on the Yuki is the villain, and we're probably gonna have to stop her at some point.
Fun.
Because it's shown that she is very much interfering within the newspaper club. Because she kept whispering things in Kengo's ear about, you know, what to publish and what to not publish. Specifically about her kidnapping, in inverted commas, considering she was involved in that. She is also apparently getting info about the inner goings-on in the club from Munshi. That remember that really dickish dude from the from that little mystery with the fucking pastries?
Think so.
Yeah, he's a dick. And he is basically giving info to her. Meanwhile, Urino continues to investigate these arsons, going more and more in depth when, to be honest, nobody really wants him to keep doing that. Like, Kengo doesn't want him to because he's worried about what will happen to the newspaper club. The teachers don't want him to do that because they feel like it's going to bring negative attention onto the school. Yuki doesn't want him to do that because, you know, she's the one behind it. The only one who really wants him to keep going is Urino's friend Hia, who I don't trust either. Because he is being real pushy about Urino continuing this investigation. Meanwhile, Kengo resigned as head or president or whatever of the newspaper club. He's now working with Jogoro to figure out what Yuki's machinations are. Certainly Jogoro thinks it's unlikely that Yuki is actually setting the fires and thinks that she's getting somebody else to do it. He thinks it might be Urino himself. I don't think so. Certainly, you know, if Yuki can influence Monshi, Urino, and even another member of the newspaper club, Itsukaichi, it's not impossible that she's got somebody else. Meanwhile, Jogoro's girlfriend Tokiko is apparently seeing two other dudes, one of them being a college student, which is nice.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, but that suddenly, like...
That's so unnecessary.
Jogoro and Kengo just, like, go find this girl to ask her about something or other, something to do with the fires. And once she tells them the info, she's just like, oh, I'm surprised this is what you asked me about. I thought you were going to ask me about Tokiko and the fact that she's got, like, two other boyfriends.
Bruh.
And I shouldn't laugh, but the shocked look on Jogoro and Kengo's faces were pretty great, actually.
That just seems a bit much.
I mean, it's not great, but, you know, Jogoro needs some kind of trauma in his life that isn't related to Yuki, I guess.
Does he, though? Does he really?
No, but, you know, I'm still interested. I want to see how far this goes with Yuki.
Do you want to put her on the best anime villains tier list?
We will see. Let's give it a few more episodes, but she is certainly, you know... she's certainly pushing things. It definitely makes me regret not putting her on Best Antagonist during the first season.
Yeah, she's not eligible anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I mean, look at the screenshot. That's a creepy ass smile.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying.
Like she is not to be trusted. But yes.
Very sus.
Let us move on to our next show, which is Sword of the Demon Hunter Kijin Gentosho.
I'm probably going to drop this. It's not a bad show by any means. It's just I'm just not too interested in seeing much of the story from here on out because I kind of get what it's going for, and it's like just not that interesting to me currently. I only watched like one other episode, and it was the protagonist is hired to be a bodyguard for this this girl who keeps thinking there's a demon hiding outside of her house. And it turns out that the demon was created from her negative emotions towards her. Well, not even her insecurities against her father, because she feels insecure about her relationship with him because she was adopted. And while the demon is dealt with, it turns out that the demon wasn't only born of those emotions. It turns out the demon was also the protagonist's biological mother, who became a demon. Yeah, or at least her emotions became part of the demon. I don't know. It's a bit unclear. It's there's history there that isn't fully explained, but that's all we know. Also, by extension, it's revealed that where this is all taking place is the village where he originally lived years ago, as a little shit before they were adopted by the samurai man who basically saved them from the abusive household.
Right.
But yeah, so that demon's dealt with. The girl reconciles with her father. Everything's happy, but yeah, it's not a bad show at all. Production values are okay, but the story itself, I'm just not all that crazy interested in continuing forward. At least not right now. What doesn't help is that again, it's on High Dive, so yeah. One less show to watch on High Dive does sound rather appealing to my watch list right now. Also, the OP is really bad visually because it is just like chopped up clips of the first episode.
Ooh, that's never good.
It's the worst OP I've seen in a while, and I'm reminded of Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer's first OP, which was similar, but it was at least chopped up portions of various episodes. This is literally just the first episode, and it's very weird and very bad. It almost makes
from Yokohama Animation Laboratory.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I've discovered why that they've done that.
Oh, brother. Okay. Then yeah, maybe it's a good thing, because I feel like this production, there's a good chance of it falling apart at some point.
Yeah.
So,
you ship at the right time.
Yeah. I got a fair amount of enjoyment from this show, but I don't have much of a drive to continue it forward, especially since my watch list is stacked enough this season. Plus I want to start watching other shows too, like Food for the Soul. So.
Yes, join us.
Yeah, so I feel like I'll be trading up there. But yeah, not a bad show at all, but just not that interested in this kind of story right now.
Alright, let's move on then to Teogonia.
This one, on the other hand, is pretty damn interesting. I think I mentioned in the premiere stream that it is an isekai, but it is very light on the isekai elements and has a very unique setting by comparison. Delves a bit more into that. So there's a bunch of different other races besides humans, of course. There's giant monkeys. There's the orcs, and then there's a bunch of there's a bunch of dwarves as well. Though they're not like the typical Tolkien dwarves. They're more like the bit more gnomish, just dwelling out in nature, separate from humanity, that type of thing.
Right.
And every one of these groups has their own separate language. So there are bits of like a couple of them speaking in like broken human language, but they all have their own language, which is really neat world building. Yeah, we also get some character development for the protagonist, as well as some of the other members of the cast getting expanded upon bit by bit. Let's see. There's I am watching too many shows. I'm blanking out some of the names. So there's also Jose, who is the basically the princess of the village that Kai lives in, as well as Kai's friend. I get his name off the top of my head. Monsa, that's what it was. There's also the village chief and his son, and Jose's sister, or Jose's brother rather. And there's Elsa, who is very clearly crushing on Kai. She's one of the village girls. But yeah, so it does flesh out a lot of the characters in the village, as well as introduces a few of the characters from the dwarf tribe. I don't recall what the actual name of the tribe is. Like I said, I watched too much anime this season to remember all the proper nouns. But it is still a very interesting show, and it does look to explore a lot of interesting concepts surrounding divine power and the bestowal of divine blessings upon mortals, and what that entails. So could be really neat. Definitely has a much more interesting approach to storytelling and theming than most isekai do, which, is any approach at all. But yeah, I'm enjoying this one.
Alright. Let's move on then to Be Hero X.
God fucking damn it. God damn it.
Anyways, I chose this shot because it's the last shot of episode 4 and nothing bad happens immediately after. Yeah, so a lot happens. Hey, we get some yaoi. That's fun.
Yeah, too bad it's it is the unfortunate doomed yaoi.
Yeah. Poor Rek, finding out his boyfriend's fucking dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lin Ling didn't know how to let him down gently otherwise.
Yeah. Moon,
yeah, and then they get... I do like that episode 2 does give Moon a lot of development, even if episode 4 happens.
Yeah. No, Moon's great in episode 2. She and I like how they close off her story there. It's good. And then episode 3 we get introduced to Firm Man, who in Japanese at least I believe is called Mr. Stand. So I don't know which name is worse, but
yeah. I mean, his life looks like hell.
Yeah, no, Mr. Stand, people weren't aware, but he was apparently going through it, and turns out standing just your entire life kind of sucks.
Yeah, like, not allowed to actually lay down to sleep, not allowed to fucking sit down to use the bathroom, not allowed to bend over to pick something up that you dropped.
Yeah, the one who stands tall, and of course the girl who he saved back in the day is the one who wanted to bring him down so that he can, stop being miserable.
Yep.
Yeah. So a really nice story there. That ends with nice in the top 10 of the hero rankings.
He immediately gets attacked by fucking Asshat McGee.
God Eye, yeah. That name is a little too cool for him, though.
No, he's a cringe-ass motherfucker.
Yeah, apparently kidnapping Moon, who, for whatever reason, was somehow in her hero uniform, which that doesn't make sense. How could she be in her hero uniform when, she wouldn't have access to it? Oh, yeah, it's because it wasn't actually her. It was a dummy. Of course, no one knew that. But yeah, and then we get to see more of the dark side of the trust value system, where, because Moon's life was at risk, no one wanted Nice to leave his home, so he wasn't able to go save her until he cast aside his identity as Nice and proceeded as Linling.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, losing all of his powers in the process and completely getting his shit rocked until people realize that, oh shit, this guy has what it takes to be an actual hero. He has the heart of a hero, and they start rooting for him. His trust value goes up, and then he gets some of his own powers. And saves the day, and becomes the hero known as the Commoner, which is an interesting name, but you know what? I'm cool with it.
I mean, it works because he's just a relative nobody who went up and became an actual hero.
Yeah, he's the common man's hero, and that's what I like about him. I love Linling.
Yeah, and after that, he goes and finds Moon, and then nothing bad happens at all whatsoever.
Yeah, nothing bad happens. Nothing bad happens at all. Did you watch the most recent episode?
I've not watched the most recent episode. I do know it switches to a new hero.
Yes.
It is a really fucking uphill battle to make that guy sympathetic, given what he did at the end of episode 4.
Yeah, we don't have the full story yet, but so far they're doing a pretty good job, I will tell you that much. I have a feeling that as this show goes on, it's going to do a very good job of making all of its heroes sympathetic in some way or another, and making you care about them, which will make the incoming tournament a lot more difficult for you to watch, because it's like, oh no, who do you want to win the most?
Apparently, X, the title character, is only going to get a single focus episode.
Supposedly, yes, which is interesting. We have seen him in the background on ads and stuff. Apparently, XFC is a thing. X Fried Chicken, which is
that's hilarious.
It's very funny because he does look like the incredibly attractive version of the Colonel that is in that one visual novel. So
I didn't put it together, but
yeah. So
yeah, I am a bit more than a bit miffed that they killed off Moon here, but also I do have to wonder if she's going to stay dead, because the way they've established how powers work is very amorphous in this setting.
Yeah, there's still a lot we don't know, and we don't know why Isol did what he did. So and we don't know why Linling saw her corpse long before she actually died, so
yeah,
we don't know why Nice killed himself. So yeah, there's a lot we don't know.
I do have a theory on why Moon was killed, and that's just to uphold the story of her being dead, to prevent her from being discovered to be alive, and expose a crack in that facade.
So you think someone hired Isol to do it?
I think that's the case. Yes,
could be.
We do see that bit in episode 4, that weird bit in episode 4 with all these weird, sketchy corporate people who are talking about Linling.
Yeah, you're right.
I have no idea what the actual result of that's going to be.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And episode 5, I won't spoil, but we do get introduced to our new hero, Isol, who very interesting. I'm very curious to see where they're going with it, because they're doing a completely different kind of approach with it. That's has some parallels with Linling's story, but it's still distinct, and I'm really curious to see where it goes. So
that is part of the benefit and the drawback to doing a pseudo anthology like this.
Yeah, because we're gonna get all these isolated little stories that all have their little connections to each other, and we're gonna get those puzzle pieces falling into place. So
yeah, unfortunately, I only had enough time to watch one episode of anime between because I went to sleep early last night, and after getting off work today. So
yeah,
didn't wind up watching this. Wound up being the next show.
Yeah, but yeah, I absolutely adore this show. This is one of the
really
my favorite show this season. It's so good. The production values are incredible. It has a lot of Sawano, which I'm a bit of a fan of his. A little bit.
I've seen you listening to the soundtrack.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And the characters so far are great. And we're hardly introduced to any of them. We're gonna get a whole bunch more, so I can't wait to meet the rest of the heroes.
Apparently, it's going to be working up the hero ranking. So we're starting at 10 and working our way up to 1. So we're getting X last.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, more or less, because it's not quite working up the hero ranking, but that's kind of vaguely what it's doing. Because
well, Nice was 10 and Isol was 9, right?
Yes, but Queen was second, and she's like the 4th or 5th arc, I think. So.
Huh. You'll have to send me where you found out the info on who's getting which arc, because I am very curious about that.
Yeah, I mean, I could send you the chart like right now.
Please.
Yeah, but yeah, it is an interesting little order, but yeah, I absolutely adore this show, and I can't wait to see more.
The one thing that bothers me about this show is that, like, apparently some sites, including Reddit, are like, no, this doesn't count as an anime. It's not made primarily in Japan, so fuck you.
Alright, whatever. It's still part Japanese production. Who cares?
Apparently pedants.
Yeah.
I mean, by that logic, Thunderbolt Fantasy isn't anime.
By that logic, Avatar The Last Airbender isn't anime.
Yeah.
Here's a hint, it is anime.
Yeah, here you go, Jack.
Thank you.
That's the schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is one of the female characters named Lowly?
I don't know, and that's my only issue with her as a character. It's so far from what we know. It's like, why is she called that? You couldn't do anything else.
Also, I fucking love the dog detective.
Yes.
A+ design, no notes.
Yeah. In the original trailer for To Be Hero X, X actually gives him his hat.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like X is still the last on the docket.
Yep, he is. So, curious to see what that's all about.
I'm curious about that mystery episode.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is. Maybe that's like the tournament or something? I don't know.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Also, most of them are getting 2 or less episodes of focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very curious.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
But I think we can move on.
Let's move on to Musume Cinderella Grey.
I fucking love these characters.
Yeah,
it's been very fun. I just love the fucking gag of whenever Oguri goes to eat, she leaves the fucking cooks just like questioning life. every single time, it's always funny.
Oguri is a monster on the track and a monster in the dining room.
Yeah.
Yep. She's got that shonen protagonist energy to her.
She doesn't have a stomach, she just has a black hole that just absorbs everything endlessly.
She has one command: consume.
But yeah, I've only watched up to episode 4. I didn't get a chance to watch today's episode. But
I mean, up to episode 4 is really fucking good.
I mean, yeah, it's, you got the 2 races against March, and
which were incredibly well animated.
I mean, as you'd expect.
Also, did you take a screen cap of that one bit where March just has that oh shit face as Ogre just exudes her aura behind her?
I did not.
That's a good fucking shot.
I did, however, get a screenshot of Ogre being really embarrassed when Belno notes that she loves her mum.
And then, of course, there's her just, like, absolutely spacing the fuck out when she's just completely lost.
I mean, she spaces the fuck out a lot of the time.
No, I mean literally spacing out.
Ah.
That sequence.
Yeah, when Belno's giving her the rundown of her shoes and cleats and stuff, and she's like,
Well, that one was more. She was really sad that she got these nice practical shoes instead of the nice cute pink ones.
Mm-hmm. Also, her Ogre's awkward dance the first time she has to do the dance is very funny.
Nmbr, you didn't tell me that Daima Musume had to do an idol performance after they won a race.
I thought you knew.
No, I was not informed about this, but it was so funny.
Oh yes, it's so good.
Oh, that was such a good bit.
Yes.
It was nice that Norn and the other two did offer an olive branch and apologize.
Yeah. Not to mention Norn actually just straight up giving her dance lessons.
Yeah.
Yes.
The second performance was better than the first, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also very funny, like when Ogre did give the improved performance, and Joey's just like, "Wow, she's really improved. I didn't teach her anything." And the look that Belno gives him is just so. Fuck you. Just fuck you.
Just the look of disgust.
Yeah.
Now that was all Norn Ace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing we're now getting into like main series characters as well, with Tamamo Cross, Rudolph, and Marazensky.
Yes. Yeah. So
I know that
we introduced to them a little bit.
I know the main series has like a kind of sort of anthologic format, since the seasons are really loosely connected together, to my knowledge.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. They're all sort of their own pocket universe sort of thing, but where the races like both do and don't happen, and characters both do and don't have certain relationships with each other. It's intentionally made vague, but it makes things more accessible. So
whatever the fuck the writers want, got it.
Pretty much, yeah. But certain relationships tend to be pretty consistent. But yeah.
Well, in a reference to real life, so obviously we did get that thing with Ogre needing new shoes. Apparently the actual, proper horse Ogre cap, developed foot rot, a bacterial or fungal infection that hindered his racing ability and had to be, fixed. But he also apparently needed constant horseshoe changes because of his powerful kick. So,
rot sounds nasty, not gonna lie.
A nice, it's pretty nasty, but it's a nice, real life reference. Also, I didn't realize this was set in October 1987.
Yeah, it's a little tidbit that kind of just glossed over, and kind of doesn't really make a lot of sense down the line. So this is kind of a weird alternate history sort of thing, because there's going to be more modern shit we're seeing. Well, hell, in Nori's flashback, they have like Game Boys, like Game Boy Advances. They GBSPs.
Well, the answer you're looking for is don't think too much about it.
No, but it's just when you do shit like that, it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. And it's like I understand why they had that be the year, because it's like that's when Oguri's career started.
Yeah.
But it's like it's just kind of funny.
Literally all other considerations about the year are completely fucking ignored.
Yeah, it just means we're just gonna be seeing just more modern technology way before we would have had it. So it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Do gotta love the horse phones. The horse girl phones are fun.
Oh yeah, because they're elongated so they can reach the actual ears on their head.
I mean, I do like that they don't do the fucking weird-ass double ears that some cat girls and such have for whatever fucking reason.
There's actually, I believe, an animation mistake where I don't know where it is, but there is like one frame where you can see Oguri having a pair of human ears.
Ooh.
That is definitely an animation mistake, because I don't think they
it is.
slipped up on that.
It's absolutely an animation mistake, because you never see that, because it's like that's happened like once or twice in like the other series, but it's like that's not supposed to be there. That's just because these animators are used to drawing normal freaking people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely ill.
But yes, I'm definitely still enjoying it. I'm sure. Well, I think it'd be stranger for you not to be enjoying this number.
I mean, hey, manga reader, so
Oh, okay, fun.
Yeah.
Filthy source material reader, you.
Listen. Yeah. I can't argue. But not to get too into detail, but the most recent episode does introduce some actual conflict that we will be dealing with.
Okay.
So it'll be fun to see how that resolves.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, because I've as I said, definitely been enjoying this, definitely having a lot of fun with this. Maybe at some point I'll go back and start the main series, who knows.
It's on my short list. I think it's either that or the Samurai Champloo that I have up next.
Either way, I highly recommend it.
Yep.
We'll see. But up next, it is, of course, Windbreaker Season 2.
Oh, another fun show.
We now have 2 wet cats in the main cast.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this was a 3 episodes that probably should have been at the end of last season.
Yeah,
but that would have been an awkward, 15 episodes or something like that?
16.
And they can't have that.
16 episodes. It would have been awkward. Don't care. Feel like it would have landed a lot harder, personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Still a really good show.
No, still a very, very good show, very enjoyable show. Always happy to... I mean, the fighting was, as good as you would expect. Really interesting to see, effectively, the big 5 all get these, solo fights, and how they dealt with them differently. Sugishita and Sugiura, just won a slugfest. Meanwhile, Kiryu and Suo barely got touched.
Yep. 'Tis how it goes.
And then, Kaji murdered Natori as expected. Natori can take his moral victory all the way to the hospital for his multiple concussions.
God, that dude must be so fucking concussed.
Very, very concussed, yeah. I also certainly noted in episode 14 that Nirei getting hurt the way he did will certainly send Sakura into, let's be honest, protective boyfriend mode. But it wasn't until episode 15 that I remembered it would do the same to Suo.
Yep.
He was really... He had to be held back from going too far.
Yep.
Also, I don't know whether I'm taking this too seriously, but I counted the people on Bofurine's side coming in. How many people are in Sakura's class?
I think it's like 30 or so.
Well, I counted 44 people.
Who's to say they didn't get help from outside?
Well, it seemed to be a class thing. I mean, they call him a grade captain, so maybe it's people from the entire year. But I don't know. I mean, I suppose class size doesn't really matter, considering I don't think I've seen a single actual lesson.
Yeah.
So I guess class size doesn't really matter. It was just something that I noted. But yeah, good to see Umemiya again, and hammering home the lesson of you care about these people, you moron, to Sakura.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Nirei did have to act as a feral cat translator, so Umemiya knew what was up.
Yeah, the whole bit is very nice. Did you watch this week's episode?
I'm watching it dubbed, so 16 is the farthest I've gotten.
Alright, you're a couple episodes behind.
Yep.
We did get introduced to, formally introduced to one character who is very fun. You're caught up, right, Nmbr, or?
Yeah.
It's Tsubakino, isn't it?
Yeah, Tsubakino.
Been seeing a lot about them on Twitter, so.
Yeah, it's nice to have an overtly queer character in a story like this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you'll very much enjoy that when you get to them, I think.
I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and the episode between the 1 year on and that one has some really fun stuff with Sakura and some of the other characters that I think you'll like as well.
Well, I did see that mentioned in the description for episode 17, I think it is, that Sakura misses school because of a cold, so...
Yes, you get some very fun interactions with him and the others.
I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will.
Yeah, you're gonna like it. It's good.
Yeah, past couple episodes have mostly just been Sakura being Sakura.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
Which I fucking love. I love him so much.
He has the best wet cat energy I've seen from a protagonist in a while.
Yeah, no, it's so good. It's so good. And obviously, episode 16 hinted at a sort of wider scope villain with the with the dude with the tattoos.
Clue about. No real details about that so far.
No, I doubt there would be. It at the very least, I don't think we'll be seeing him till the latter half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly it'll be interesting. And yeah, just really looking forward to getting more interactions with these characters.
Mm-hmm. That'll be very nice.
Let's move on, though, to Witch Watch.
The show is so fucking silly. I do love them just fucking pulling out Yu-Gi-Oh cards to duel at the end after they finally become friends.
Amazing.
Are the rest of you watching this, or?
I'm not, no.
I'm thinking of waiting for the dub, which I believe has only got the one episode out thus far.
I can look right now. It is up to episode 2.
Yeah, the second episode, I believe, came out, like, today.
Yes.
So I have not had a chance to watch it yet. I will definitely think about watching it, but certainly I think we're probably coming up to, I think, around the point that I stopped, certainly where the sub is, where I stopped reading the manga, because I believe I didn't particularly like the Tengu.
Khan is pretty fun. I think that he just, like, I don't know, he's a pretty fun character, and he bounces off Moi and Nico pretty well.
I mean, again, here's the thing. This started in February 2021, and I obviously was reading it from the start. That's quite a while ago now. I probably dropped the manga in 2021, so it's been like 4 years. I don't remember when I dropped it, exactly when I dropped it, and why I dropped it.
Understandable. It is kind of hard to have that precise of a memory. But yeah, I do love these goofballs all fucking up and fucking around.
I mean,
there's a bit, I think in episode 3 where Nico splits herself into 2 smaller versions of herself to do work. That just winds up being the same amount of work.
I mean, yeah, that is the thing. I do remember, like, quite enjoying what I read of the manga up until a certain point, so I'm not, I'm not surprised you are enjoying it, because it was a good series, and it's a well-written comedy series. Just, I think, at a certain point, something turned me off of it. I can't remember exactly what it was, whether it was Khan or not.
I don't know your mind back to front.
I know it was a character getting introduced, and I just can't remember which one it was, is the thing.
Couldn't tell ya.
I guess we'll see if I actually do end up watching it.
Yeah.
It'll very much depend on how many of the like fringe shows I end up actually dropping. If I do end up dropping the likes of Gorilla God, Guilty Gear, and Maebashi Witches.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this one's a funny show. It's, of course, got some issues. It's also just very much a gag comedy, so it's going to be hit or miss regardless because of humor being subjective and all.
Alright, well, let's move on to our penultimate show, which is Yaiba Samurai Legend.
I love a good old Miyamoto Musashi cameo, or rather, him just being the mentor character.
Yeah. It's just lots of fun. We get a frog friend.
Yes, we got frog friend.
Yes.
I do find it very funny that they just make fun of the frog and snake's names, because they are admittedly very silly names.
No, and like as we see later, many of the demon names are very silly. So
yes. They all just go by a Mr. something or other at this point. Because it's easier to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's it's just a fun show. There are, of course, some issues with it because it is a freaking old series.
Yeah, and like the whole onsen thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that could have been way worse than it was, to be fair.
True. It was not as bad as some other older stuff has been.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Plus, it didn't last that long, so.
It was a pretty quick gag.
Yeah.
The Rising Ken is also pretty interesting.
Yeah. Also, so Onimaru just attacked the Prime Minister.
He'll be fine.
I mean, I'm sure he will be, but he just attacked the Prime Minister.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
It's like, it's so insane, because it's like, you think about how all of this started, and this all happened because Yaiba was a little shit.
Yeah. That's a domino effect for you.
All because he antagonized Onimaru, and now he's just, I'm gonna take over the world now. Yeah, I'm gonna go full Demon King Piccolo.
Fuck you in particular, Yaiba.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, show's lots of fun. And now Yaiba has to learn to master his new blade, because whenever he uses its actual power, the Thunder God overtakes him, and he gets all zappy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really fun show. Incredibly well animated. Looking forward to seeing where things go from here. It seems like we're gonna keep getting more demon friends, maybe. So that's fun.
Maybe. The whole bit with the three demons trying to get the drop on Yaiba throughout episode 5 was very funny.
Yeah. I like the starfish one in particular. He's just like, I just want to see my wife.
Very funny.
Yeah.
The whole bit where the starfish accidentally steps on the cucumber was great. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Alright, let's move on to our final show then. It is Zatsu Tabi, That's Journey.
Pretty alright show. Probably the weakest one I'm still keeping up with, because there's not much substance to it beyond them traveling, but there has been a bit more stuff to work with, just because there's been more characters for to bounce off each other. And they have been legitimately fairly fun. I'm particularly fond of the one mangaka who is a crazy alcoholic who just likes sampling sake from everywhere.
You know what? Good for them.
Yeah, no, she's great. Yeah, it is still a decently fun show. But like I said, out of the actual like slice of life stuff I'm watching, it's probably the weakest one this season. That I am actually keeping up with.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll drop it or not, but it is closest to chopping block, I think, out of most of them. Still fun though.
Part of the problem is that I feel like Mono does a lot of what this show does, but better.
Yeah, that is part of the problem.
Just traveling around and seeing stuff and being goofy.
Plus, Mono also has better production values on the whole.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and something against this show, I didn't dislike this show at all from what little I watched, but you know, if I had to pick one, it'd be Mono for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall still a fun show. I'll keep y'all posted if I wind up keeping up with this more or not.
Alright. Okay, well, I think that's everything. So,
Yep.
Certainly some shows will be leaving our list as we head towards our mid-season check-in in, I believe we said 3 weeks?
Either 2 weeks or 3 weeks, yeah.
What days would that be? What day would that be?
Either the 18th or the 25th.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will not be available on either of those days, actually.
Fuck.
Well, we will discuss more of that off stream then.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and please press that bell icon, yo.
And hopefully we will see you on Tuesday. Good night.
Later.
Bye-bye.